Live on Stream It Sports NoCo, it's Northern Colorado High School football. This broadcast is brought to you by Jim's Wings, Northern Colorado's favorite wing since 1991. By Pedersen Toyota in Fort Collins, everything cars made easy. And by First Bank. Visit any of our convenient locations in Northern Colorado. First Bank, banking for good. And now for the play-by-play, here's David Haase and Randy McCoy.
Welcome to Ray Patterson Field in beautiful Loveland, Colorado. Tonight, live on Stream It Sports Northern Colorado and ASBN TV. The Fort Collins Lambkins travel south to take on the Loveland Indians in 4A Long Speak Conference action. Hello, everybody. My name is David Haase, along with my partner, Randy McCoy. Bringing you the pictures tonight is Max Fink on camera, and what a view. We start off, Randy, that foothills, just a little bit of glow from the sun, the cool grass down below us. What a great night for football.
What a great night. It's a little crispy up here, and our cameraman down there is dressed very warm.
Max is the smart one. He's going to have to be. He's out in the elements as it is, but what a great night to be here on the field. Loveland, this is an easy story. They're just crushing people this year. They've already knocked off a top 10 team in 5A. We saw them. They've checked off two of their revenge list. They've got Broomfield and Windsor, teams they had not beaten or lost the big games to. And this is a team, maybe a team of destiny.
Yeah, it is. I emailed him back and forth with Coach Rice and said, this may be one of those every 10 or 20 year type of teams that come around when all the seniors mature at the same time. They've been playing together.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt that you threw a little gasoline back their sophomore year when you ignored them from the playoffs with a 9-2 record. Thank you very much, Chassa.
Yeah, Chassa once again in their ways of ignoring Northern Colorado. We're well aware of that up here. And then coming down from Fort Collins is the Lambkins. They started off, had an up and down year. They're 3-3, but both are 1-0 in conference play. And
always forgiven, isn't it?
That's right. We know Coach Rice will have his kids ready. And as a night here to come down and play, it's like we remarked, it's like, okay, how many chances do you get to see a grass field anymore?
Yeah.
And it's a nice one. We're going to get a beautiful view of the city here, and what a great night for football.
And one name you're going to hear a lot of tonight, or two names. One is Winemaster, and one is Iverson.
Well, Iverson, starting with Hayden Iverson, the quarterback, and kind of the do-every-man thing for the Lambkins. Over 800 yards throwing the ball, over 300 yards rushing. He's the straw that stirs the drink. If he's not clean, if he can't get rid of the ball, he's going to have some weapons to throw it downfield. He's gotten them. Galen Moore, who'd been injured, he's back now. Explosive downfield threat. And then flipping that the other way around, we know Loveland's defense is stout.
Oh well, and they play with I think they call that a chip on their shoulder, don't they?
Yeah, there's a little bit of an edge, and if you're a defensive coordinator, that's the guys you want to go out there. They're like mad dogs, and we saw what they did to the Windsor offense, a stout group over there themselves, but they were held down, and
Same with
they
Broomfield.
play with ease. Yep.
We had our first game was up here against Broomfield, who's ranked 4th or 5th, and they beat them 47-0. So, folks, this team is it seems like a team of destiny in many ways, doesn't it?
Yeah, and then what Collins has got to do when they get on defense, they've got the load right up front. Mr. Winemaster is over, rushing this year. His totals, he's already hitting them. I'm trying to think, I got that noted one here. Yeah, he's already up over 800 yards for the year. They're not a passing team. Kenny throws the ball effectively at a high percentage, about 57%. But that is a between the 40s kind of throw. We're going to lull you to sleep. But when they get inside the red zone, they're going to pound it.
And they do. Folks, they don't need to pass the ball.
No.
I mean, that's not what they do. But I'll tell you what, they've had a close game. They played Monarch last week. Monarch stayed with them here the first half of the game.
Yep.
And so I would expect Fort Collins to have something up their sleeve. Coach Eric Rice, we've watched him for 7 years. We've been doing Lambkin games for 7 years. And Coach Rice is typically able to get his teams up for games like this. And we're really happy. We broadcast both these teams, so this is a fun night for us to get to do a road game for the Lambkins and then, of course, a home game for the Indians, which this is our first year coming to Loveland. So I want to thank Kevin Clark, the AD, who's just rolled out the red carpet for us. One of the best views that we have at any stadium. We're right at the 50-yard line. And
straight up, no track, so you're a little bit closer to the action here. There's already a great crowd filling in. We know the Lambkins, they'll travel down here. For those of you who couldn't make it, say hello. We do know there's some people watching. We'll give them a shout out during the game. But and we know we're going to have the Crimson Regiment. The band is already in place over there. They got to announce themselves as seniors with their parents and sponsors before we went on air. But congratulations to all of them. That's what makes these high school games, the Friday Night Lights, also great.
So we will take a break here. We'll do a couple of commercials, and we'll be back. Loveland, Fort Collins, and there is the Indians coming out.
Right on time.
So we'll be back after these messages.
Pay your friends back before they pay you back. Zelle on the First Bank app. First Bank, banking for good.
Did you hear that?
Hear what? Oh, come on!
Toyota RAV4 Adventure Grade with available blind spot monitor.
Right now, get 0% APR financing for 60 months on a new 2018 RAV4, or get $3,000 cash back on a new RAV4.
Toyota. Let's go places.
And we're back here, so we're going to go ahead and let you watch the pregame festivities here from Ray Pedersen Field.
Loveland High School ROTC kids with the flag and presentation in an a cappella group from choir.
Candace McCann, Tyler Frisch, Shay Pedersen, Olivia Ockers, and Keegan Buford in the singing of our national anthem.
Nice job by the Loveland a cappella group. And if you see across the field a little further, we've got the ROTC from Loveland High School with their colors. They'll be advancing that off the field to the south. Beautiful night here at Ray Patterson Stadium.
I was just sitting there thinking these two teams have probably been playing. And here come the Fort Collins Lambkins from your right. And just saying, these two teams have probably played football maybe 100 years. I mean, Fort Collins High School is 100 and, well, what year did you say you started at?
Yeah, it was a water boy.
125
water
years
boy
or
after I
something
got
like
back
that.
from World War I. I was over there and came home. Yeah, that was it.
Dope boy, huh?
Yeah, brought the game ball in on Pony Express. Anything else here?
So I don't know how old Loveland High School is, but
not far behind.
That would be an interesting number to have.
I think
if
you know what?
That,
I will let the
tweet
cat
us.
out of the bag. We are having Sean Starr from the Reporter Herald on at halftime, and I will put that to him.
Yeah.
You see our players going out to midfield. Captain's going out for the Loveland Indians. Number 7, Michael Deschen. Sean Boylan, number 10. 57, Travis Pretches. And number 89, Colin Morrison, who had a number change. He was 59. Now he's playing tight end. One thing about Loveland, they've got about 15, 16 kids that play a lot both ways.
Yeah, they're all
and you can't
5'11",
yeah,
210.
Yeah, and you can't lose anybody. That's the tough thing about high school football, especially when you're making this run. A lot of times, things go with talent, but boy, having yourself set up with the right numbers that go along with no injuries, etc. too. Looking across the way for the captains for the Lambkins, see Michaelan Moore out there, state champion long jumper last spring for the Lambkins.
And he was hurt first couple of games, so since he's come back, they've started winning.
Well, and there's a dimension to the offense then. You have to honor his speed and explosiveness, because that's a one-play turnaround that would get you there. As you see, the coin just hit the ground.
And nothing against the Foster Ridge SaberCats, but they barely beat the Lambkins, and Moore was not playing. And so they're very easily could be 4-2, maybe even 5-1. So they're probably a little better than their record, but they've never played a team like this Loveland Indian team. Well, they've played them the last 3 years, but
I don't think there's been too many teams around like the run that the Indians are in this year. We'll see if they continue here tonight, though. Ray Patterson Stadium here on the west side getting quite full. Great crowd for the locals, and still filling in across the way for the Lambkins. Not a long drive, but as everybody who lives in northern Colorado knows, it's not a short drive when I talk about just timing. Get those other captains out there for the Lambkins too. Is number 63 Jose Guerra, offensive defensive lineman, and number 71 Monty Meza, and he is a big kid. They've got some size. It's like, can you match up with Loveland size and just ferocity? I mean, they play an aggressive style of ball. They love to hit on D.
Well, yeah. And if you want to watch somebody who epitomize that, watch number 10, Sean Boylan. I love watching him play defense. He, as Mr. Haase said last time, he gets up and he says, "Who wants some more?" And that's kind of how he plays. So he's a fun guy to watch.
Get back on the ball. I'll be right here. Well, you know what? That's your defensive players. You got to have an edge. You want to have to get after people, and you play it within the confines of the game, which they certainly do. But you get a chance to get out there. As we see, the Loveland kickoff team will be going out. Their kicker is number 4, Cody Rakowski. One of your do-it-all, 5-tool kind of athletes every coach loves to have. Leading receiver, and to play some secondary too. Lambkins return team out there. They do the twin return, set in the back. Moore, number 1 here on the near hash.
So, folks, we play 4 12-minute quarters here in Colorado high school football. We got the Lambkins, we got the Indians. We got a beautiful night here in Loveland. Here's my partner, Mr. David Haase.
Rakowski has his tee right square in the middle of the field. One of the interesting things here, Randy, this district stadium is a football-only field.
It is. You don't see all the line. I wondered what looked different about it.
It's not that
French
busy.
Field, they've got every sport and every line, and it's hard to even tell sometimes. But this is a pure old school. This is an old school football field, folks.
And we're going to look forward to that kind of game. Rakowski drives it low, taken at the 4-yard line by Moore. Tries to break to his left. Got a bit of an edge. He's out in the open. If he's got the edge, it's going to be a foot race. What a stride. Gets around one player,
he
one
might
arm
go
tackle,
all the way, folks.
20, the 10, take it out right at the 10-yard line on a touchdown-saving tackle by the Indians. Opening play for the underdog, Kalen Moore. As we talked about it.
Well, and I don't see any flags, but let me just give a little advice to the Loveland Indians. You cannot take this team lightly.
Nope.
And
well, right out of the gate, big play there. Iverson and company was starting on the 10-yard line, first and basically goal to go. I'm not sure where they're going to spot it.
That just shows you the impact Moore has and
explosive athlete.
How much they missed him the first couple 3 games. I'm shocked there was no penalty flag.
Especially on the first play of the night. Pistol formation, up back to the right of Iverson. Running back straight behind, roll straight right, looking for something to flag. He's got a man out there, caught. Turns under 1 tackle, downside the 5, tackled by several of the Indians there, but a good 6-yard gain on first.
Nice play there by Iverson, and it kept us cool. And
well, it's a great play call.
Yeah.
Get the ball in your hands quick, get your quarterback a little bit of rhythm.
Get somebody's, catch a ball, make some
yards.
yards.
You just had a huge turn. You just got everybody jazzed up, and for you Lambkin fans that are going to be late arriving, people are going to tell you missed one great effort and some good blocks.
Could have easily been tackled at the 40, but made a great cut.
Second and goal, screenplay coming, bubble screen inside. He's going to walk in the end zone. What a great call. And then that type of touch, and there's your experienced quarterback there with Hayden Iverson. Let that defensive line, who's all jazzed up, come right to him, and he just lobbed it over the top. Easy 6 points.
And Iverson just a junior, so he'll definitely be the
Well, that's the thing. We see the sophomore quarterbacks in town. We saw Giles Pooler for Rocky Mountain, taking his lumps, learning it. We saw Iverson doing that last year, and you start to see that development.
We see it year after year, don't we?
Yep.
We watch quarterbacks come and go, and we watched McFadden, develop for
Pooter.
For Pooter, a few years. He struggled his sophomore year, and then he got hurt.
There's a learning curve, always has to be, and we got just 2 offensive plays and 1 special teams play. 6-0 PAT pending. Harger. Outstanding freshman kicker. Good snap, good hold.
Well, he's had a lesson or two, hasn't he?
Yeah, that was bombed. And one of the unique things here, you want to talk about old school, this is just a field for football only, as Harger makes it 7-0 and quieting this west side stands for sure.
Yeah.
But you notice those uprights. That's the old school uprights. There's 2 posts, and they're not the really tall standard as you see most stadiums there. So those officials, there's a little bit more game on them because that ball was probably 20, 25 feet above that upright. But that's what they get the title and the big bucks for, right?
Yeah, it is. And we didn't get a little
we didn't get our card. We might have to go to the PA announcer because you know what? It's easy to get after the officials, and sometimes it's right, but other times these guys are out there working hard, and there is a shortage of officials in all sports.
Yeah, you'll see as one of our public PSAs, you'll see that if you're interested in that, it's a great way to stay involved in sports. That's why we started doing the broadcast. We coached for years, and our kids all graduated from sports, and
our wives didn't really want us at home that much.
Yeah, and then we still like getting up for the games, and so it's our 7th year here.
Pay attention to the Lambkins kickoffs. There it was. Just a pooch kick down, hit the ground. Loveland better go get that. They just nobody really wanted to go grab it. Slipping, turning around, taken. So it's about the 35.
Mr. Boylan was.
Well, I don't think he wanted to turn around and hit somebody rather than get the ball
Yeah,
there.
no, I don't think that's not his forte.
And that is what that type of kick is supposed to have happen. If you just wait there, if you get 2 people running through clean, all of a sudden you got a chance to cover it. So it'll be 1st and 10 now. Indians on their own 34-yard line. Kenny will break them out. Up front, we'll see tonight Jordan Cardenas, Travis Bretches, 57, one of the captains, along with Brendan Bauer, 62, 68, Josh Sharps, 71, Austin Jones, 76, Brayton Jones, a couple brothers in the front, but when they've got that solid line, they got to play it. So Kenny breaks them out, heavy left formation. The shift. See so many upbacks right behind guards and centers, right on the edge of the offensive line. It's like a mobile fullback. Fake Kenny straight up the middle. Breaks one side, gain about 6-7 on 1st down. And he didn't hesitate, did he?
No, he didn't. He knew where he was going, what he wanted to do, and our first broadcast of the year was against Broomfield, and Loveland had the ball 7 times, and they scored 7 times.
Yeah.
So they're very used to driving the field and scoring. So we'll see if the
guys with all the work up front. Yeah, James Swan, 72, Josh Leone, 73, 77 down there's Ivan Erickson. Those guys got a lot of work. They're going to see a lot of ball coming right at them.
You're talking about low center gravity,
exactly.
Mr. Erickson.
So he's got that covered. Turning around there, Wymaster on the quick toss, 1st down yardage across the 45.
3 on the play, looks like enough for the 1st down at about the 46-yard line.
And we will see tonight that the quarterbacks, they don't do the whole signals from the sideline, although they will get signal play changes occasionally, but they will be jogging back and forth on a cool night like this, but a great night for football, great night for the athletes. I love how Loveland comes out of that.
They're ready to play.
Yeah, they hustle that line. Snap, gives straight up the middle. Wymaster dances around, slips one tackle, pushing forward, gets bent backwards just across midfield.
But so far they're doing the faux.
Yeah, if you get 4+ on every 1st down, it's going to be a pretty long night for a defense. Well, Winemaster, will be climbing up there in school record territory, I'm sure, in rushing. They've had a lot of good ones here. Josh Davis, most notably, several years back, went to Nebraska, played I-back, and then got to the NFL for a few years. And it's a long, storied program.
Oh, quarterback Klein.
Tossed. Strike. Weinmeister on the outside. He's got the edge, blocks downfield. Grabbed and thrown out. And that's big hustle there by number 53. And I watched him down lineman in the hustle downfield like that. But I would love to give him credit. They don't have a 53 on their roster. Oh, holding on the corner there. I didn't see that flag. Wow. So as we saw Weinmeister making around the edge. So on that corner, that'll bring it all the way back.
Who is cooking?
Yeah, we're getting something coming up from
some aroma.
Yeah, something like we're right above the snack stand. And, yep, got the call.
That was great hustle by the middle linebacker there, and we've got to get his number or his name.
I will find that out. No worse than halftime. That's a big penalty, though. Takes it back from
and
down to the 3-yard line.
Wasn't touched, but I guess the holding.
There's a reason why.
Have a lot to do with that.
Heavy right, 2 tights. Rakowski in motion, gives it Weinmeister straight up the middle. Trying to get away, shaking a leg.
Well,
and the big fellas just got him. And that's how you play defense, folks, against a good running back.
He's not coming down with the solo tackle.
No, you have to get all those hats to the ball. Everybody gets over there, and I'm sure that's what Coach Rice, all week long, you have to honor Weinmeister. You've got to believe he's got the ball every time. I mean, you got your ends, you got to play your technique, but he will burn you right now. Beautiful night here at Ray Patterson Stadium. Thanks for tuning into Streaming Sports and ASBN TV.
Got another game going on. I'll tell you about it after this play.
Kenny looking at a 3rd and 15. Fake, steps back. Got a man down the middle. Didn't see him. Good containment. Great tackler. Slip going down, too.
On that dew.
Yeah.
We're talking about the dew on it because it's real grass.
It's real grass.
And he slipped right on it.
Yeah, he didn't really have a cut there. McCaylin Moore came up and just smothered him right away. I think the same explosives you see offensively, Moore showed that time from his safety spot. He came up and filled that alley and closed it down. Kenny had nowhere to go.
And that's what you have to do if you're the Lampkins. You got to get them in 3rd and long situations. They're not comfortable throwing. Their throwing game, passing game is element of surprise.
Yeah,
just like Monarch, just like Greeley West.
Yeah, exactly. So more single safety back. Kenny is the punter too,
which poses some problems.
Oh yeah,
sometimes.
Well, right now they'd have to make one big. There's a move that's going to give an extra 5 yards. So pop their clutch right now. A tough start for the top-rated Indians, number 1 in 4A.
Well, and I think, they started a little slow last week versus Monarch. It's tough staying at the top sometimes.
Well, and you're going to get everybody's best shot.
You are, and you've got to. You can't take anybody lightly, and especially these Lampkins. We've watched these Lampkins do some things that we would never believe it if we didn't see it.
Yeah. So after the mark-off, Kenny be punting after a step or so, about his own 25. Gets it off low, driving kick. Moore runs to his left, catches it near sideline. Just going to take straight. He's got the edge. Oh, nice job of getting over there. I'll tell you what, number 71 for the Indians there, Randy. Hustle over Austin Jones. He saved what would have been a huge play.
Yeah.
Huge play.
And Moore just continues to make plays for the Lampkins.
We both saw that Pickett was set up there, and if Jones hadn't pushed him out of bounds there, he had all the room in the world, and he had a chance to make moves on people, and that had been tough sledding to try to bring him down. 7:15 left here in the first. Loveland trailing 7-0, surprisingly. Lampkins back to the ball right at midfield. Iverson looks side, blitz coming, gets away from the blitz, a little high. Oh, and he did. He had number 14.
He did coming across.
Yeah, Jack Sheasley he was there. He got flushed, but he showed some good pocket presence, didn't he?
Yeah, and I'm shocked he didn't go down, but.
Well, and you see that's the veteran quarterback. He saw the pressure coming right at the middle end. The blitz was coming right down the gun barrel at him. Sidestep, rolled around, kept the ball in position to throw, just a little high.
Seeing who the running backs are here. Got 5 in there.
Well, you got
Rimmers. I don't see Rimmers out there.
Rimmers, I wondered about that. Fake. Iverson goes around left side, first down yardage, and Moore gets the edge, goes out across the 40. Smart run, just got the first down, and what a great fake.
Well, and Coach Rice has to just be tickled to death, to have your junior quarterback and be able to, get around that 500 mark, because you know what happens when they turn seniors? They, he becomes dominant, and he's dominated a few games this year. So
well, and that run right there just showed you why he's playing the whole game. He didn't put a shoulder in anybody. And, that's the smart thing. Don't dig your throwing shoulder in there. So 1st and 10, 40, just across the 40. Fake the give again, and this time Loveland just started playing everybody coming to the ball.
Yeah, and that's what I would do if I was you. I would assume Iverson's going to carry the ball, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, and he's their leading rusher, so the RPO, the run-pass option, is there. It's more of a run, handed off, or run quarterback, and we'll have to see where they start throwing it. But I would look for the screen game to be big tonight for the Lambkins. If you can't execute the screen game, this defense will eat you up.
Iverson is a prototypical size for a high school and really college quarterback, 6'2", 170.
Back to throw. Slaps picked up, boy. That's going to be a penalty. That was an easy one. He got thrown down. He was turning around there. Dorian Mcgarrity, and I'm talking about another explosive athlete there, state champion triple jumper last year. And everybody talks about speed. Everybody talks about explosiveness. But when you can measure it, when you've got track measurements, he long jumped just shy of 50 feet last year as a junior, state champion.
Wow.
I mean, 49 triple jump. And then Moore had the long jump championship. So that tells you this type of athleticism out there on the outside that Iverson's got.
And that's really what the Lambkins usually have, is one or two of those guys. And again, early in the year we saw them. They didn't have Moore.
The penalty was downfield. It was a pass interference call. It's a 10-yard penalty from the previous spot, from the previous line of scrimmage. So it's 2nd and 3, play over again. Iverson back to throw. He's got the slant coming in, hits him. Just a great throw, taking what the defense gives him.
Looks like the pass will be completed again from Iverson.
That's just a good throw, too. Get it out of his hand. Sheasley, just a quick, skinny post.
Went behind him, too, because the defense was in front. I mean, that's a big boy throw, isn't it?
Yeah, and when you also see what they're doing, they're not going to don't sit there long enough to let the pressure get to you. You're not going to have long developing patterns. And if Loveland stays with the two safeties over the top, that'll make it tough on the corners. They're going to have to play that.
You got single coverage up top right now.
Rotating underneath, Iverson rolls to the right.
He saw that, but
gets it out of his hands. Got a block on the outside. We got a hold on the backfield. No, actually, I don't know if it's got a hold or roughing the passer. Iverson kept going.
Yeah, I
think we're going to get.
He took him down, I think.
We'll wait till they sort that out.
It's one of those fields where you can hear the public address.
Just fine. Yes.
Very, very nice. Doing a fine job. I'm sure that's holding.
Yeah, that was deep in the back of the infield. I believe that was Javon Hackett there too, the senior. Made his way upfield there. It was a pretty good job by the running back just to try to keep him from crossing his face. That's as the blocker. And the other side, the defender wants to cross his face. He wants to get out there and contain the quarterback. He did force Iverson to throw it, but there was a pretty good gain on the play.
But you know what Fort Collins is doing right now. They're keeping the ball away from Loveland.
Yep. Clock's running, 5:45 left here in the first.
And that's what other teams we've seen them play have not been able to do, is hold the ball long enough.
And it's 1st and 28, and I think actually they got to get down inside the 15-yard line for a first down. Can't get it all at once. Throws over the top, easy interception. Flag on the play going down there. There's a cheap. They're going to see the
side. We're going to see that, whatever it is.
We're going to see a blindside block down there, and you can't do that, and that's just going to be called every time. So the interception will stand. We got a holding call in the backfield that will be thrown. That will be declined. But then on the other side now, whether it's a return of any sort, you can't hit a player that doesn't see you coming. The old slobber knocker. The old the face mask in the ear hole. That was a lot of fun to do.
Let's see if the official remembers how. There you go.
Yeah, and that's it.
That's the new one.
That's the call. So the blindside call, it's a personal foul call at the point of attack. So the good news to the Indians, they got the ball back. And the pressure there did Iverson. That ball just sailed. Easy pick by the safety. But the turnaround block, and that's for everybody's protection, and that's the call.
But it's so hard.
Hard not to do it. Yeah.
Boy, you can hear the official down there.
Yeah, we've got pretty good acoustics here. I can hear him saying. Well, it'll back him up a bit. It'll back him up 15 yards. This is as far as it could be. So it'll be 1st and 10, the Indians. Ball beyond their own 15-yard line.
Iverson trying to pick up, just taking too big a bite out of that 1st and 28.
Yeah.
Really, I have no idea who he's throwing it to.
Yeah, it was airmailed. It was just kind of a pressure thing. And like I said, the safety just playing back there, deep third, and smart position took the pick. So back on offense, short stay the last time. They had their own holding penalty, drove them back and didn't convert, so they punted. Still trailing 7-0, 5:17 left here in the first quarter. Wiskowski, far side motion on top of your screen. Pull Kenny back up underneath, stripping around. Just keeps his legs moving, gets down about 7-8 yard gain. Nice pickup on 1st down.
Would you say Kenny's got 1,200 yards total offense?
No, that's Iverson.
Oh, okay.
Yep, Iverson does.
Sorry.
Yep. But this is 2 quarterbacks that could kind of do a little bit of everything. But right now is when you want the big guys up front that we were listing off earlier that start taking control of this quarter and just a nice long drive. Give Winemaster up the front, trying to find picking room, gets around a couple, sidesteps 1 tackle, and a nice job of just driving up through it for the Lampkins. There's number 14, Jack Sheasley. That's one thing here we'll see. At the 5A level, you see some of the athletes playing both ways, not many linemen. 4A level, you see quite a lot of kids playing both ways.
Well, you look at the bench over there for Collins. I mean, they barely brought 2.
Yeah, they're 2 deep, and then plus 1 or 2, and they got a few guys sitting over. I think they brought about 40. But yeah, it's going to be a attrition night. You've got to
you look at those
play.
Denver teams; they're bringing 70 or.
Yeah, there's a difference. Snap, Wiskowski on the inside.
Oh,
give.
he missed him.
Just had him spot. He broke to the outside, being chased down by Moore. Shakes off that tackle. Driven out of bounds, about midfield.
Boy, they're going to go back and look at that tape, aren't they? And
yeah,
say,
had him dead to rights in the backfield.
3-yard loss, not even a gain. Had him.
Oh, and that's the senior, knowing he's run that play probably since 7th grade. And he took that inside handoff from Kenny.
Same quarterback handed it to him too.
Yeah, and he got just a little juke step there and showing that great quickness. Broke the outside, 1st down yardage.
Just so explosive, and that's what the Lampkins are going to have to.
You can have to honor that deal with that single man. Look at that, 10 guys in the box up there right now for the Lampkins. Give Winemaster straight in the middle, and he's swarmed under up to 3 or 4. Carries a few guys, though, gets out of the pile.
Still gets fouled.
Yeah, it didn't look like he's going to get 2. Gets it across the 45, inside the 45 to the 44.
Guys up front doing their job.
Well, and right now Loveland's just saying we're going to take control of this, and we'll keep this between the hashes and make this an inside fight in this phone booth kind of game, because they want to get that clock on their side again. They want to get this game tied up. And you know what? Some games you just got to get the juices going. Full backfield set left side. Wiskowski motion again. Give the right side. Picks his way across. 1st down yardage.
And Fort Collins knew exactly where that play was going. And
that was Isaiah Myers. It wasn't Wiskowski. Number 1, Myers on that sweep side. So 2 plays and another 1st down.
Starting to maybe take a few carries off of Winemaster here. Gets middle of the season, and they're expecting to go deep into the playoffs.
You got to do a little bit of that, and you also got to see. I mean, right now the Lampkins are saying, okay, we've got basically 9 or 10 in the box. When when you're coming out 2 tight ends, they're not splitting out too many receivers. You got one person off the formation wide. Wingbacks both facing in. Myers going motion left side. Kenny rolls, straight run, not even a pass play called there. That was great pursuit. Getting up underneath there too, number 6 right away for the Lampkins. Yeah, Aaron Van Meter, Randy, he blew that up, didn't he?
Yeah, that was good aggressive defense. And
come on, make a play. You got contained.
We're going to have to get a close-up of Mr. number 77, the nose tackle. Folks,
he's the bell cow.
That's what a nose tackle is supposed to look like right there.
Yeah. When you talk about trying to get under his pads, you've got some work to do. He's had a good night already.
He's 5'6", 310, folks, and you're not going to get under that.
Yeah,
he's almost on the ground when he gets down. God bless him, boy.
And a lot of drive. Tough to handle. Kenny tries to roll, throws it out top. He's got a man open here, lobs over the top. And I'll tell you what, if Moore would have saw that ball bobbled, great placement on the pass that time by Kenny. Just didn't get hauled in downfield, but it was popped up in the air. But Moore would have had it.
Well, the timing wasn't exactly right. Had a little too much air on, but you're right. But you got to hit the guy because you don't want him to catch it. But
well, and that's the other part of the game now, too. You can't go flying in as a DB. You can just get a tone lock on a receiver, and you would not even try. This puts Loveland back in another long third down.
Which is exactly what Fort Collins wants to do. So Fort Collins has come out and kind of done what they wanted to do.
Heavy
so
right
far.
side, toss to Winemaster, trying to get to the edge. Does big block on the outside.
Wow.
Winemaster, though, gets a lot of attention. Gain about 5 or 6, well short of about halfway, but I would still think that they would give that a try. I mean, that was just a student body toss right. Trying to get him on the edge right away. Got a great block on the outside.
Well, somebody just completely annihilated somebody.
Well, that's the defensive back. You can't give that guy the edge. You can't let him just take you out of bounds. You have to come up there and set the corner, and sometimes that means you're the hittee.
Yeah, well, somebody
made sure.
Yeah, but they got up.
Yep.
So.
Clock running under a minute 40 left here in the quarter. Still 7-0 though. Lampkins started the game with a huge return by McCaylin Moore, and then 2 plays later scored. Nothing since then for either offense. Inside double give to Rakowski. That is a really amazing play to run behind the line.
Play.
Because the RPO, the give to Winemaster, who turned around, gave it going the other way. They influence the linebackers. They see Winemaster truly, they see the handoff. They're starting to step to the right side of the offense or the left side of the defense.
That's almost an unstoppable play, isn't it?
Rakowski comes back and he gives it to him again.
What a beautiful play, folks.
That is timing. That is trust in one senior handing it to another senior who's handing it to another senior.
That's amazing.
So they come back from 3rd and 12.
We have a great view from here, too, so we can see all those.
That was something. Give. Winemaster underneath. Got the edge. Got kind of swallowed up.
This is their game right here.
Yeah, well, he had Vincent Mosley.
Pocus is kind of what it is back there.
Yeah, he had big old Vincent Mosley on his back, and he gained still like another 5 yards. Mosley just hopped on for a ride. But this is their game right now. They're pounding it in. Under 40 seconds to play.
Kenny's kind of a master back there, too.
Yeah. Well, when we talked about that ball handling, that does make a difference. I want to go diagram that play again because there had to be a guard pulling back. There's a trap coming across that. I want to see that play. Watch it back on Streaming Sports, folks, because that you don't see that very often. Toss right side. Winemaster head of field. Got another great block on the outside there. I'll tell you what, they're setting the edge down inside the 10-yard lane, and 10-yard line, and first down yardage.
Good patience by Winemaster.
Great point. Let the block set out there. When you got somebody down on the ground and you do it, the corner comes up, he has to stop and sit there and basically get run into, and that's going to run it here for the first quarter. So 1 quarter play here in the books at Ray Patterson Stadium. 7-0 though, the visiting Lampkins lead. You're watching Streaming Sports. Randy and I will try to
back
match him.
here. Loveland High School football. Ray Patterson, which is the district stadium
for Thompson Valley.
Actually, it's at Thompson Valley High School. So good crowd over here, and
very big crowd here on the side there.
Lampkins showed up, but I have a feeling a lot of them are, because they're very familiar with Streaming Sports. A lot of them are listening right here.
Thanks for tuning in. For those of you who couldn't too, we do know we need to give a shout out. There's one special grandson playing out here tonight. He's a captain for the Indians, number 57, Travis Bretchen. I know grandfather Olin is tuning in. We have that on good authority.
Yes, thank you, Olin, for watching.
Be proud of your grandson. He's a captain on the top-ranked team in 4A this year in Colorado football.
Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Little Mouse told us about that.
That's right. We got the good stuff. But a big play here now. 1st and goal to go for the Indians. They want to tie this up. They don't want to stretch this out any longer. You let Fort Collins get a little more confident. Full backfield, heavy right side. Fake the toss. Straight up the middle. Kenny shakes one. Goes around, dives to the goal line. Touchdown, Loveland. The big influence was the heavy right side formation. Fake that toss play, which they've done several times. They just let the influence block and let the linebackers run out of there. Kenny tucked it back underneath. And like I say, when you're 6'4" and a long strider like that, Randy, we saw that in earlier games. He just busted through, dove for the goal line, and got pay dirt. Rakowski will be out for the PAT.
Brothers Rakowski for the extra point.
And we have a flag before it even starts.
Hear the band.
And we got the Crimson Regiment down here. School fight song.
Award-winning band, I heard him say.
Well,
and I loved what he talked about, how much time the band puts in, as much time as any football team or anything else.
We're talking about it. So Cody Rakowski is holding for, Zach Rakowski is holding for Cody, brother.
How many times do you think they've done that in the backyard?
Well, and that's one of those things where if there's a bad hold or a bad kick, you don't think that goes home?
Yeah, oh yeah.
They do it well together. Tied up at 7 now, just early. First play of the second quarter was the score by Kenny. Touchdown push-ups right now for the Loveland Indians ROTC. And at the end of the first quarter,
I think I'll do it too here.
Yeah,
Let's
okay,
see.
you drop down and cover the 7. I don't know if we want to be around here all night for that, but and the ball just got returned from the other side of the fence back there because it's a tight little edge there.
Yeah, this is great. This football stadium is in a neighborhood.
Yeah, it's tucked right in here.
It's not.
You can be barbecuing on your back porch over there and watch some great high school football.
Or you can also hear.
You might have a good understanding of what's going on. So Rakowski tees up right there and again.
Again, it's our pleasure to be bringing to you Loveland High School football here at Extrema Sports and ASBN TV. We've also got another game going on, Skyline and Monarch. So you can watch both these games. 2 different tabs.
Scrub kick this time. They weren't going to let that get him beat.
Oh, you got to let that go.
Yeah, chance of that going out of bounds. Ball goes down, is downed. That was a nice. That's one of the differences with grass than turf. The grass a little bit longer. You can play. You can make this a little bit of a slower field, but they were not going to let McCallan Moore or McGarrity pick up and test them again, were they?
No, that's ultimate respect right there.
As we get some other scores around the area, we will keep you involved with those. Next week we get to go over to Greeley West again.
Boy, they're ranked now, aren't they?
Yep.
4th or 5th or. Yeah, they're
and a fake blitz that time. I'll tell you what, the guard did pop up, but more often than not, though, that could be called the defender if the defender's too close. That was the linebacker taking one hard step.
And really, the Indians have a good offense, but I think they really key off. Their energy comes from their defense.
Well, and you see a lot of the same names. Those guys just turn around.
Last time we saw them, they hadn't given up a point to a 4A team yet. So,
trips top of your screen there. Iverson rolls to his left side. Better hurry up and get rid of the ball. Got the edge. He's got the man on the outside. Throws a little wide. Iverson gets taken to the ground near the 3-yard line. He held on to as long as he could. Tried to throw the out, but incomplete. Second and 15.
I think that's called running for your life, isn't it?
Yeah. Javon Hackett, number 20 there, coming from his defensive end spot. You know, Iverson shows pretty good speed. That's why he's got over 300 yards rushing. But, yeah, you're going to have to play that honestly. That was about as long as you go. He could not take a sack in that situation. That first down penalty, makes it 2nd and 15 after the incompletion. And you're deep in your own end zone. Your own side of the field. You need to you really want to get a first down. You don't want to give Loveland the ball again at midfield.
Yeah, that game can go downhill really quick, can it?
Inside screen coming. That was just a smart play. That got smelled out. Iverson knew he's trying to throw the inside screen there. He had number 4, Villalpando, coming underneath their leading receiver for receptions this year, and didn't have, the defensive line just sat. They'd seen that once. They took a couple steps and sat on the screen, and he alertly just threw it in the ground at his feet. Smart play, not getting trapped and trying to make something out of nothing. And here's a chance for Loveland's defense, Randy, to get off the field with a 3 and out. That penalty was just a tough one here. This one, you want to take a stretch the field kind of moment. It's a bad snap off the side. Iverson had to go down. He's lucky to cover it. He's lucky Loveland didn't get it. So basically just covered up as it goes to the ground. Snap to his side. Lost about 5-6 yards. That'll bring up 4th down, and Loveland's going to force a punt by the Lampkins from their own end zone. Yeah, Iverson took the snap. It was a little to his right, and he was almost kind of starting to lean to his left, Randy. There was just, bad timing all the way around. Tied at 7 here at Ray Patterson Stadium. Thanks for tuning in. Streaming Sports Northern Colorado. David Haase along with Randy McCoy, Max Fink on camera tonight.
Just a couple of more weekends of football, 3.
How fast it goes. Playoff time will be coming.
Had our final volleyball match Tuesday night.
And Loveland's going to take a timeout. So 10:52 left here in the second. We're tied at 7 at Ray Patterson Stadium. You're watching Streaming Sports.
Did you hear that?
Hear what? Oh, come on!
Toyota RAV4 Adventure Graded with available blind spot monitor.
Right now, get 0% APR financing for 60 months on a new 2018 RAV4, or get $3,000 cash back on a new RAV4.
Toyota. Let's go places.
So we're back here as we're used to being in our luxury box over at French Field, and the view on this one is great, and it's
fantastic,
awesome, but it is an open, what they call an open air.
Yes.
Wrigley Fieldish.
Well, that'd make me Rick Sutcliffe, and that'd make you Harry Carey.
Well, you can be Rick Sutcliffe.
The Rooster. All righty. Big play coming up here. Fort Collins usually does a rugby punt. High snap. And he basically had to steer that away, didn't he?
How in the world did he get that out?
Yeah, Myers just lets it roll. That's actually a pretty good punt, getting it out to the 50-yard line, because that was just he started to take a step, and he had a Loveland defender in his face and just angled it away.
So here's what Fort Collins has to do. They have to keep their head up here.
Yeah.
Because it's starting to look a little bit like the records. You got a 6-0 team against a 3-3 team, but they've got to keep their head in the game here and not let Loveland just run down the field and score.
Well, then if you're Loveland,
a lot of times it's mental.
Yeah. Oh no. Well, we've seen it. You get 15 to 18-year-olds.
90% mental. The other 50%,
half is
physical.
Still got it. 1st and 10 though. Heavy right formation. Fake again to toss the outside Kinney. That's what he scored on last time. This time the Lampkins did bite.
We'll see that plenty other times.
Yeah. Good tackle at the time by Merrick Schroyer there. Schroyer, a sophomore. Schroyer's been a name we've heard for the Lampkins more than a few years. Remember his older brother was a really good running back.
Yeah.
I think he went off and played at Morningside, I believe.
Well, I think we're getting old. We're starting to see
it might be his
2 and 3 generations of.
It might be his second youngest younger brother coming through. I'm sure Coach Rice would love to have all the Schroyers he could. 6-man line, 7-man line front. Weinmaster steps around one. He's getting contact early. He's doing a great job of keeping his shoulders clean. We talked about that before, where he does a nice job of not getting hit direct.
But that the hard thing to defend Loveland is, they're thinking 4 downs to get 10. They're not punting. They're not, they get 4th and under 5. They are very confident they can get 5 yards pretty much anytime they want it.
Yeah, and that's the way you got to be if you want to go far into the playoffs. You want to be a state champion. You have to believe you can make it happen every time you've got the ball in your hands. 9:31 to play, clock running. We're tied at 7 here at Ray Patterson Stadium. Loveland forced a punt from the end zone, took the ball to midfield. They've got a 3rd and 8 coming up here. Kenny rolls to his right, good containment. Trying to find somebody downfield, just tries to basically throws it away. Even if been caught, he might have gained a yard. Great job on flow and downfield coverage that time. So,
well, I mean, if I'm Fort Collins, I'm jumping for joy that they're trying to pass because they're going to keep Fort Collins in the game if they keep doing that.
Well, and Collins is putting six guys with their hands down on the ground. So they've got every gap covered and the outside leverage on the tackles or the tight end. So basically playing a 6-3, sometimes a 6-4 with the single coverage on the outside. Now McCaylin Moore just playing a center field safety. Short punt formations. They're not even putting anybody back because it's 4th and 7. Kenny drives it into the night air, 10-yard line, bounces it, trying to get inside the 5. And a great job that time. That was a smart play down there. Your defense just stuffed them. Collins has been on the ropes a little bit offensively. They're going to start again with their heels in the end zone.
And, if you're the Lampkins offensive coordinator, you got to figure out a way to get more in space. I mean, that's really.
Yeah. Well, I'd look for just
they're not going to run. They're not going to have these 90-yard drives down the field.
No,
it's going to be
that's
big
too good
plays.
a defense. Well, and it's the once in a while you're going to have to do a takeoff pattern. You're just going to see if somebody can outrun somebody.
Right.
If you don't get a good jam by the corner, just somebody to try to run by. No backs, trips here in the near sideline motion. Iverson straight up the middle, spins around, gets out 6, maybe the 7-yard line.
He looked determined, didn't he?
Well, and that's what you got to do right there. 1, you're getting a little bit away from your goal line. Okay, now it's a little safer to punt. 2, the clock is running. And you got positive yardage, but it's under 8 minutes to play. Quickly, they're up on the ball. Try to run the fake top there. Outside throw, we talked about that. Moore makes one man miss, slides outside. Get out 13 yards, just short of first down yardage. That's a pretty good tackle. I think that was, Rakowski came up and made the hit, got him out of bounds, I believe, there. But, McCaylin Moore is just.
And here's where Fort Collins is running short. They don't have that running back to run up the middle to get 2 or 3 yards. And
motion. Given on the outside, McGarrity's got the edge. He's got first down yardage, getting across there and gets tackled pretty much immediately. Nice job of coming up. He was trying to make that as a little bit more of a play and needed to just turn it straight north and south there.
Yeah, he probably would have gained about 4 more yards too.
One thing, Loveland does have overall very good team speed on defense.
Well, and we talked about these aren't little guys. They've got 5'10".
Yeah, 5'10" to 190, 6'2" to 230.
In the middle there is Mr. Winemaster. So
yeah, well, and he doesn't carry the ball. He just turns around and goes hunts the carrier.
Yeah, he's not coming off the field, I don't
No, that's
think.
what he looks at the sideline coach says, "You're not tired." Yeah, they're going to call that on the defense. No, I thought they were going to call somebody move. The defense comes up and steps close to the neutral zone. They actually drew somebody off, so that it's working, but it drives coaches nuts. And at the college level, it's a very often called play now. You can't get the offense to jump. Apparently, the official didn't think he crossed into the neutral zone. Of course, his opinion is a little bit more important than mine.
Yeah, and I don't see a telephone up here.
Yeah, they're not asking. It worked. 1st and 15. That's just the exact same situation the Lampkins were in last time. Deep in their territory. Spin out. Throws quickly out the flat. Got a man wide open. Play developed too slow, didn't it? He started his pattern. He broke it out there. He caught the ball with nobody within 5 yards of him. He would have had a chance to get another 6-7 yards at least and had a chance to make one move for first down yardage because he caught the ball going out of bounds. Takes a little courage if you're Iverson to do a quick reverse pivot away with your back to this defense, doesn't it?
Yeah, because you don't know who's broken down a block and
they're just playing blitzing from the outside on you. Motion again, sets on the far side, twins both side. Iverson throw. He's got the outside coming across there to Moore. Throw and catch.
Close to a first down, but
out about the 23, 24-yard line.
24, third
and a couple. Much more manageable. And a nice job that time by Moore, too. He went up, caught it with his hands, didn't he?
Yeah, and everybody knew it was, the defender knew where it was going. There was no surprise.
Trips near side. Iverson again just throwing the out pattern more. Boy, just sneaks it underneath Rakowski. Rakowski can't believe he missed it. Trying to reach over the top. Did a nice job of not interfering, but Iverson had just enough steam on that ball to get it inside there.
That was close.
Yeah, it really was. That was a bang-bang play. Great change of direction by Rakowski down there, too. You can tell why, that corner position, the same athletes that excel on the receiver side generally play the corner, too, because their change of direction is such a strong part of their game. 6:30 left here in the half. We're tied at 7. Collins has gotten outside of their 2 first downs, Randy, out of that goal lane. Outside run. Iverson looks downfield. He's got a man in the center. Fires a little high.
Well, he's got a good arm.
Yeah.
You're right. He had it.
Yeah, he had him.
Probably a hold.
Downfield call, though. Well, it might be an eligible downfield because that ball, that's not really a holding call underneath. Because there was 1st and 10. And the umpire threw the penalty. Well, but it's still holding.
Yeah,
so somebody got downfield then because that's 3 yards past on the spot foul.
That has a lot of jawing for a simple holding call, huh?
The flag must have been kicked because he's marking it off from the line of scrimmage.
We'll back them all the way up to their own.
Because usually they'll place it right where they make the call.
Well, this Loveland side is just about full here.
Yep.
They like their Indians, especially when they're number 1 in the state. And
oh, yeah.
They're on a mission this year, folks, let me tell you.
So 1st and 20 again. Boy, that's been the theme here for the Lambkins after that initial touchdown. They've had 1st and more than 10 4 times. Jet sweep the outside, heading upfield. A nice job coming up. Weinmaster making a nice split tackle because, Bashara there, Alam Bashara, just another weapon that they've got. Just taking around the outside, but try to string it out. You've got to get north and south and show the Jets. You can't keep running sideways against this defense.
Well, yeah, because for one thing, you're not going to get any yards. If you're going to get hit anyway, at least get 3 or 4 yards going upfield.
Single receiver, top of your screen, trips to the right side.
And you're not going to outrun anybody here either. I mean, Moore might.
Yeah, Moore and McGarrity be your best chances there, but single safety over the top. Long takeoff pattern left side. Has got the man open. Just enough of a bite by the corner on the far side, Randy. He did a nice job of making the receiver have to go around him. Yeah, Myers over there. That's just a great job of defensive back play because he didn't give him a clean release. He made him run around him, and that was just a timing pattern. He was trying to get it out of his hands right away because he knows he can't stand there long to watch him to break whichever side. It wasn't a bad pass. He just couldn't get accelerating. Myers did just a make him take a couple sideways steps. Disrupt the pattern. 3rd and 15 now. And the incompletion does stop the clock. That right away works in the Indians' favor. Trips right side, more on the wide side himself. Matched up against Rakowski. Iverson on the run, steps on the outside. He's got a blocker downfield. Needed to step inside that one, didn't he?
He ran into his own blocker. Coach Rice has played it pretty traditional so far, hasn't he? We haven't seen any trickery or.
Well, you knew that almost had to be a run because his defense is playing pretty well. I mean, they're playing really. You're holding this offense to 7 points so far in this first half. If you get a chance to, punt it downfield now.
Well, we did the Windsor game, and before Windsor even knew they were in a game, it was 21-.
Yeah, Viapondo down, single return. And a high force punt. Won't make it to midfield unless it gets a big bounce, and it didn't. Because big pressure straight up the middle that time. I think that was Hackett. Yeah, Javon Hackett, number 20, in company, and he knows they're there. So after that 4th down punt, we're going to take a quick break. 4:42 left. We're tied at 7. You're watching Stream It Sports.
You're watching high school sports on Stream It Sports NoCo.
We're back here now.
Got a score update tonight. Greeley West is playing Brighton. They're leading 23-3.
Do not sleep on that Greeley West team.
Yep.
4A football is alive and well in Northern Colorado.
Yes, it is. Heavy right formation again. 2 up backs in front of Winemaster. Set to the right. Inside give to Rakowski on the counter sweep. Nice job of staying at home by the Lambkins. Just a gain of a couple.
But boy, Kenny, he's a master back there. Isn't he?
That's that.
If you think he's just going back and handing off, you're wrong. He's faking, and he's. So Greeley West is undefeated as well, folks, right?
Yep.
But they don't play Loveland unless they play him in the playoffs.
He said out loud what we always say. He's got a little trouble with numbers on tackles up there. See, folksy home. I love that.
Yeah, he's
inside
a throwback
fake
stadium.
there. Kenny's looking down. Got a man right down the middle. A little overthrown though, and more.
Perfect timing.
And he's really upset he didn't intercept it.
Well, he should have, because
he had the beat on
he
that.
saw the ball and the receiver didn't.
Well, the man, they flooded 3 receivers down there, but Moore does a nice job of staying deep. He didn't let anybody get deeper than him. And the time that ball spent in the air was a little too long for that. Rakowski took a pretty good pop, but if Moore had gone just for the ball cleanly, there's a decent chance he got it, but just a good defensive play.
Well, and
yeah, if Rakowski could get that ball, if that ball had been released about a count earlier, probably have been a touchdown.
And again, that's not their game. The Lambkins pretty easily defended that.
Getting to throw. Kenny looking at the back screen, lobs outside to Winemaster. He got all alone. It's going to be a touchdown down the left side. Just leaked out of the backfield to the left side. Kenny did a nice job. Just a naked pattern. No support out there. No blocking like a screen play. Just get him in space.
Yeah, had one guy to beat, and that wasn't even very hard.
And just, showed the edge
it's
there.
It's a great play call and really execution. Was. And that's the one thing I think we noticed against Windsor. They execute their plays as good as any high school team I've seen in a long time. You see high school teams try a lot of things, and they execute them sometimes.
Yep.
Loveland executes what they're
very
out here
clean. Doing. Rakowski and company back for the hold and the kick. Snap is good. Hold is good. Kick is driven out of the complex.
And you being a former football player and coach, every play is designed to go all the way.
Yep. On the chalkboard, they all go.
Yeah, and so.
What I liked about that one,
if you execute them properly, that was executed to the T.
And we had a great view of it up here, didn't we? You saw then they got the ball in space. He looked downfield. Kenny saw that the middle was pretty clogged up. That means that he had his out receiver. He had his flush to the left side. He had Winemaster all by himself, which is what you want to do. Don't move a lineman out there. Don't let somebody else start smelling that there's a reason to follow him outside. He got the ball with nobody near him.
Yeah, and
one of the most dangerous players in the league and in the state.
Yeah. Well, and again, even if there is one or two people, they've got pretty good confidence he's going to be able to
handle himself.
Yeah, maneuver around that.
So quickly, as it was, 14-3 now. Loveland back ahead, 3:43 left. Lambkins has spent most of this second quarter shooting themselves in the foot. Onside kick, still bouncing downfield. Lambkins getting to it. Great hustle back.
These high schools have figured something out that you just throw that ball down there somewhere. It's a lot harder to pick up than people think it is. And
well, let me give you another name from the past here. That was covered by number 43, Spencer Thurgood.
Oh, wow.
So
Thurgood was a quarterback, right?
Oh, yeah, and a defensive back, and he threw one of the best fourth down passes we've ever seen out of his own goal line. Hit Caleb Seaton.
Fourth and
forever on his punting from his goal line.
Against Fossil Ridge and broke their heart, man.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. That play is etched in our minds, isn't it?
We got the great view of that, too. So Lambkins.
That's the gutsiest call I have ever seen in my life.
Yeah. Twins both sides. Pistol formation. Iverson up the throw. Looks to the right, looks left. Comes back over. He's got McGarrity. Just a quick one out. Gain of about 8.
I loved how Iverson looked left, came back right. You just don't see a lot of high school quarterbacks that
credit all the guys with the hands on the ground up front. They didn't get any pressure. Nobody came up, never really came after him, and that's probably going to get remedied this time. I don't think they're going to let him sit back there. He's too good a passer.
Yeah, again, he's got some weapons now that he didn't have earlier in the year.
Second and short now. Fakes the give. Screen pass comes out to the outside. Got one man to beat in the block. Great comeback hustle that time. As he come back around there, Colin Morrison. Wow.
Somebody's talking. I think that's on Lampkins, number 5.
Yeah, and
I think I do.
Well, and a great move there, and I really want to give Morrison the kudos for hustling back downfield because that play was going to go a ways.
But somebody.
We'll see here. We're going to have the referee make the call. Because after the play was over, so it'll be first down. That's what he gave us a signal. Unsportsmanlike on the Lampkins.
Boy, that is a killer.
Well, you had the ball first down across midfield with 3.5 minutes left to play. Now you're going to get first down back at your own 35.
You got to keep your composure.
Yeah. Personal fouls. They're
just no excuse for them.
Sorry, folks. They're meant to be punishing.
We're old school. There's just no excuse for it. I didn't even see anything that would warrant.
It might have been somebody replying to somebody. I'm just guessing.
Yeah, could have been.
Either way,
ask a question and.
Yep. What do you go? What's good down here for dinner after the game? Give McGarrity going around outside the inside sweep. This time he does turn it straight in field. Takes a big pop.
Oh, and who you think that is?
Yeah.
He says, "Who's next?"
Yep.
Mr. Boylan. I love his energy. We haven't called his name much yet, but
that time, more, he's doing that jitterbug move, and he did. He turned upfield, got about 4 yards out of it.
Mr. Boylan says, "I'll jitter your bug."
Yeah.
And then he puts more energy into getting up and running
post
over
tackle.
here.
Yeah. We knew you were there.
Oh.
Bunch formation, twin receivers, tight ball for his fumbles, dropped by the snap. Ball up in the air, still caught. And a great catch out there. What a catch.
Didn't do his receiver any favors, did he?
No, well, he just got the ball off, and I'll tell you what, the great credit there for number 37 for the Lampkins. Caleb Reed took a pop, knew he was going to take a pop.
And a first down.
First down, Lampkins. Iverson, composure. Ball hits the ground. He's backing away from it. A little bit of low snap. He's got to stay home.
A year ago he maybe just falls on the ball there, but he knows now about how much time he's got.
Big rush coming. Oh. Interception downfield. Ball was thrown up in the air, and Iverson took a big hit right under the chin. Fairly surprised the referee didn't make a call. A fair amount of people on the Lampkins bench were wanting it too. You're standing tall. He's going to get hit with helmets up under the chin a lot because he's that big. But that was a pretty good pop, and not in the eyes of the referee.
Good thing he didn't play in the NFL, huh?
Yeah, no, they'd have brought an ambulance out. He's a tough kid, but that was a big shot, and it did influence the throw. Ball picked off downfield, and tried to get the home run and paid. 2:11 left here. Lampkins cannot give up a score here. If you want to keep one score away.
Yeah, stay in the game here.
Yep.
Have something to talk about at halftime.
No, they've played well. There's just no doubt.
Yeah, no, this has been a great game.
And a pickup and a put down of a hand, so the Lovelands do it to themselves. Kind of got a little bit ragged here by both offenses. There's been a lot of penalties without a snap.
Ball at the 28-yard line.
Waiting for somebody to bring up some of that pizza that I've been smelling for the last.
I know. Can we get room service? Max will take some.
Yeah.
Stay tuned at halftime. I think we'll have the Crimson Regiment Band out there, and after that we'll have Sean Starr from the Loveland Reporter Herald on. We'll chat about the season, the night, and what we've got going on in 4A football.
Yeah, maybe a little bit about other Loveland sports. They got a good volleyball team. We had a couple of games from them last week.
Kenny throws out the flat, takes over the top. Nice throw, good catch.
89, who
Colin Morrison, who was number 59, they had to move him to tie it in because of an injury, and that was a shoestring off the top of his shoes catch. And I was impressed that his knee, because he kind of pogoed there, didn't he? You and I'd still be down. That'd be it. That'd be the night. It'd be over.
I couldn't have been down that far to catch it in the first place.
Right side roll. Kenny, this is a straight run play. Lampkin's trying to get underneath, first down yardage. Spins around, gets out of bounds.
And I think we saw Mr. Kenny's sister playing on the volleyball team, too. There was a
very likely.
Just kind of assuming.
Yep.
Same last name.
Well, that was just a straight quarterback sweep right. And the smart thing he did there, he not only got first down, but he got out of bounds. Stopped the clock, 1:37 left here in the half.
And if you're a Lampkin fan, you know, a turnover would be nice right here.
Yeah, well, they've given up
clean
a pair.
game.
Yeah.
I mean, they've 2 interceptions, but other than that.
Unforced throws. I mean, just pressure throws. Formation. Mccoy motion right side. Throw the long post pattern out here for Loveland. Got it and spins off. Morrison again, just a naked side of the formation play. As you talked about, got a bigger receiver on a smaller defensive back. Kenny threw the ball right over the shoulder.
What a throw.
Yeah.
I mean, he threw that across the field, and we're going to have a timeout here.
Yeah, great call that time. Stopped here by the Indians. On the march here, 1:30 left in the half. They're leading 14-7. You're watching Streaming Sports.
So we're back here. A minute 30 left here in the first half. Randy McCoy, David Haase here with you on Streaming Sports and ASBN TV. Very good game. 14-7 our score.
Well, and 2 nice balls there, and that one to Morrison, the great post and corner move by a tight end, and Kenny just dropped it like right over his shoulder. Again, thrown down. He's got a single receiver outside trying to play. He's got the man in the flat.
Good.
Nice come up tackle, solid tackle from the outside. Well, you saw that play there. He didn't really want to run. He was trying to find somebody downfield. The deep patterns are covered, so he had the man in the flat. Just got out there, just took 4 or 5, what the defense gave him. Clock running, though, under a minute to play. Mccoy takes the jet sweep left side, gets away from one defender, got to the corner, and just nice job of taking him down on the outside. You know, the Lampkin defender comes shooting up there and tried to get him in the backfield, missed, and that gave him the leverage to get the outside. So first down yardage and some down to the 21. Clock is running though. Loveland, I'm very surprised he didn't take a timeout there. Kenny rolls his right, going to throw, trying to find somebody in the flat, got him open, missed. That'll stop the clock. 35.5 seconds left. Still showing 2 timeouts left for the Indians. You got to be thinking you're fairly close to where Mccoy could reach it. You know, cold air, cold night, ball won't travel that far. Because right now it'd be a 39-yarder. It's like, do you try to run it a couple times, Randy, or not here? I mean, you run it so well, but if you get stacked up in the middle, you know, you don't run a sweep, try to get yourself out of bounds.
Well, they don't turn the ball over much.
Yep.
That's a good thing, but I think you got to pass.
Lampkin's got 11 players right up the line. Flat coming out there. Oh, wow, what a great throw. You got to come and wrap up, though. Myers took the pass. Struggles downfield. I think he might have got the first down, but big hit come up from the safety from in the back, but just a hit. Didn't wrap up. Myers spun away from it, showed his toughness, got forward, didn't get the first down, but did get out of bounds, more importantly, actually. Brings up 3rd and short, 27 seconds left. And Kenny put that ball, he showed his arm strength there, didn't he?
Yeah, that was
threw a dart. Big drive coming here after the turnover. Lampkin's trying to keep him out of the end zone. Winemaster straight motion. Kenny straight up fakes his head. He's going to run right in the end zone all by himself. Great cameraman shot there, Max. Kenny toss right again. Same play he scored on earlier. Gets that influences the linebackers to step aside, and then he just cuts back against the grain and shows his speed.
He's a magician, isn't he? Well, you have to, I mean, who are you going to guard? I mean, you going to leave Winemaster out there by himself?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, those linebackers, they just take off running, and you get a decent seal block inside. Too tough to do. And boy, what a tough score to give up. What a great drive by the Indians. Rakowski the hold, Rakowski the kick, and it is good. So just in a matter of a couple of moments, it's now 21-7 when it was 7-7. 23 seconds left. But a nice job that time. You talked about before too, Randy, how well they execute. Kenny showing not only the touch and the arm on a couple plays there, finish it up with the handoff fake. Takes that quarterback, draw up the middle, and not a problem.
Got a halftime score here. Skyline up on Monarch, 14-7. So sevens are wild tonight, aren't they?
Apparently, yeah. Well, if you're going to go to the locker room right now, and you're Coach Rice and his staff, you're going to say, we played pretty good. We just stopped ourselves on offense so much. And then a couple forced throws give you long turnovers, and credit Loveland for when they got the turnover, that last drive. That's a defining kind of moment drive. You just gave yourself a 2-score game going into half, and that make it pretty tough with that defense to come back on you.
And if you're an Indian fan, you like to see kind of the yeoman's work type game too, to where early in the season scoring tons of points, and they may end up scoring a ton of points tonight too. But
another onside kick, and third good again.
He had no.
Well, he's lucky they went down.
He had no intention of running it, but I'll tell you what, all the guys were behind him. He might have.
One person misses, he's gone.
He's gone.
Yeah. Because it came right up to him, and your first thing you teach you on that sort of thing is ball security.
I don't know why in the world you would want to give the Lampkins field position at the 48.
22 seconds left.
22 seconds left. I mean, you can.
Yeah. You got more top of your screen.
A pass and
trips there. Just a 3-man rush coming. Bullets over the middle. And just missed.
Boy, he's got an arm, I'll tell you what.
He threw a bullet, and it was just right off the hands. Because if he'd have caught that, because the safety kind of tried to step in front of him, and Harger, that's the sophomore kicker, a freshman kicker out there. He pulls that in, there's nobody there. That crossing pattern is so hard to pick up, and the safety kind of played the ball and not the man, and disrupted the pass just enough to hit the ground. 17.7 seconds left. Chance for at least 2 more. Still a 3-man rush. Picket fence defense kind of moving to the back.
Got out of bounds.
Quick out of bounds. Looks like first down yardage. Nice job of getting out there. Viapondo, just a smart play. Got to the sticks.
I'll tell you what, if he gets 10, he gets 10 more, I bet you they try a field goal.
Well, no, they're not going to give him they're moving it down there now. Yeah, he was right at the sticks, yeah. Now the clock's been running the whole time. I think they're going to have to go back and put about 12 seconds back on.
We'll get a clock correction here as we have some mistakes.
And as you hear, they're going to do a clock correction. And if you're Coach Rice and his staff, it's like, okay, somebody was from up here, like we saw the clock running, they're going to get that corrected. The official's got to decide what he wants to put back up there. Coach McGinn 13 seconds. That looks like a 1 and a 3.
13 seconds.
We agree with the public announcer.
Yeah, he. I would say his style is conversational. He may just be talking to the people in the booth with him.
So 1st and 10 with 13 seconds. Lampkins, they take a timeout. So right before half, timeout, 21-7, Lampkins trail. You're watching Streaming Sports. We're back here now, 1st and 10. Lampkins, 13 seconds left in the half. Iverson fires down the right side. That was just a tough place to throw it. Double coverage there, threw it outside.
Yeah, number 4 across the middle.
Villapando was all by himself down the middle, but he committed pretty early to the pattern. The safety saw it and read it. 8 seconds left, took 5. He's got a chance for 2 of them. It's going to be just basically catch the snap and find a long receiver. You know, Loveland will let you catch anything under 10 yards right now. Just stay in front of us and playing a deep safety.
See if any trickery is.
Yeah, you know, you think if you throw the ball quick, you got 2 shots. You get to about a 15-yarder, you know you can call timeout and get a kick. Iverson fires it long down. He's got a man wide open. Oh, he'd have walked into the end zone. A little wheel route on the far side. 2.3 seconds left. That would have been a touchdown because he had the wheel route, the down, out, and up from the inside receiver, and the safety was inside the hash. He wouldn't have had no chance to come back and get him.
Very fortunate if you're a Loveland Indian.
Yeah, that was dodging 6 points right there that would really made a difference going into the halftime for the Lampkins for sure. And those timing patterns, that's the hardest thing to throw, especially in high school. You're not out there all summer long like you do in college, and certainly not like in the pros. So 4 receivers top of your screen. Villapando down here by himself. And then we got a timeout taken by the Lampkins for that last second play. We'll be right back.
We're back, folks. Get ready for the final play of the first half. 21-7 our score. Loveland ahead of Fort Collins on a increasingly chilly
It's fresh
night.
Great night for athletes to be on the field, though. Nice job of turning out here by the Loveland fans.
So we got
quad receivers at the top of your screen. You see the diamond formation up there. I'm betting they're just a decoy. Iverson steps up, just fires it. Hail Mary to the end zone. He's got the depth in the air.
Oh, my goodness.
I think it's intercepted on the tip play.
I'll tell you what, folks.
I think Weinmaster got the tipped interception, but that was
anybody's
close.
It was
Yes,
anybody's ball right there, and it could have been a white shirt just as well as a black one.
Well, I tell you what, they gave it a chance. I like the fact that they had a play drawn up. He threw it, showing his arm strength there. But either way, doesn't get it done. So 21-7, a couple of second quarter touchdowns by the Indians, kind of break a little bit open here. Stay tuned. We're going to have the Crimson Regiment band on, and then we'll have Sean Starr from the Reporter Herald join us here at halftime to chat about what we've watched in some of the 4A games.
and the Loveland.
So we're going to let you, we can't get a great shot on this, but we're going to let you hear the Loveland band. Enjoy.
isn't here. The blue is still further away at the edge of the horizon. So I go further, past the mountains, down into the desert. I hear my feet in the sand. I feel the sun on my back. I am swimming in an ocean of nothing.
Welcome back to halftime here at Ray Patterson Stadium. Dave Haase joined by Sean Starr from the Loveland Reporter-Herald. Sean, pretty good first half, a little back and forth. Collins kind of seemed to shoot themselves in the foot. Seemed like they're 1st and 15 every time they had the ball, and Loveland capitalized.
Yeah, penalties on both sides there to start it off. It was definitely a defensive-minded game there for a while. But, kind of what Loveland did last week, they got down to Monarch. I think it was 3-0 after the first quarter there, and it was, 7-0 here. And they kind of eventually regained their form, got things going on the ground there, and then, obviously a big drive at the end with Riley Kinney finding some pass plays through the air to get that other touchdown and give them that two-score lead.
Kinney throwing the ball, I thought we've seen him a month ago, and he's really progressing. I mean, he threw a couple balls there that were laid right on the numbers.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you can stop this Loveland offense when if you sell out to stop Winemaster and Murkowski, as you saw, things are going to open up, and Kinney has the arm to put it in there. A couple of a new weapon there, Colin Morrison, 89, a couple of big catches on that scoring drive. Kind of, all it takes is one or two guys in the pattern, and Kinney's going to hit them. So
well, they did. You're exactly right. They took Winemaster right side, had the big flow there. Morrison basically ran a post and corner, which tight ends generally don't run, but he showed his athleticism, and then just the naked side of the field. Same thing on the play to Winemaster for the long touchdown. Just a swing pass. Didn't try to disguise with a screen at all. Just got him out. Let your athlete make a play in space.
Yeah, I mean, how pretty was that? Just the, not freaking out and letting that play develop, and then all of a sudden, once you saw, with Winemaster, I think he went untouched. You got a block there on the edge, and you're not going to catch him at that point. So, a solid effort by Fort Collins. I was impressed with that, how close they were able to keep it there for a while against Loveland. We'll see if maybe they can get a score here to make it a little close to start the second half.
When you see the explosiveness, they definitely have the perimeter athletes. Moore and McGarrity, Villapondo, those are kind of guys that can make a play. Just a misconnection. They had that wheel route there on that third down play right before half. He'd have walked in the end zone. Just the pass was just off.
Yeah, I mean, Loveland's defensive backs have been tested, I think, more this game than they have all season. Fort Collins obviously really trying to test them through the air, and like you said, they had that and they hit that, and it's a whole new ball game. But number one, like you said, Moore, what an athlete he is, setting up that first touchdown with that kickoff return. And
that was electric.
I'd be shocked if Loveland kicks to him again.
No, I don't think that's going to happen, and you just don't need to. Why put yourself in that spot? Well, let's just talk around some of the other scores in 4A. We know that right now Greeley West is beating Brighton 29-3. We got a score earlier from 14-7. That's with Skyline and over Monarchs. So a lot of great football here in Northern Colorado in this conference.
Yeah, definitely. Loveland looked super impressive in the non-conference, and you'd think they were going to just roll through conference play. But I think, as you see now, you get these teams who know each other pretty well. Get those rivalries going. That kind of makes some of these contests a little closer. So.
Well, they're on the top of the heap, so you're going to get everybody's best shot.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. So you kind of want to look ahead and be like, oh, who are they going to face? State semifinals and state finals and stuff like that. Well, you kind of can't get too ahead of yourselves, as I'm sure Wayne McGinn will tell you, coach of Loveland.
Well, that's when that experience from your staff comes in. We've got two veteran head coaches here tonight, so I no way count out the Lampkins in the second half tonight. We've seen them for many years, and Coach Rice does a great job. And then Coach McGinn, he's had a long tenure here too. And if you think about the way that you got to ground these kids, you got 17, 18-year-olds out there. That's an experienced team. They got to stay focused on the here and now.
Yeah, Chassa does those rankings, and I know it's good for the media and stuff like us to put those, in the paper and whatnot, but might be kind of coach's worst nightmare when they see their team ranked number one and, maybe get a big head about themselves and whatnot. But no, Wayne does a good job of keeping his guys level-headed. So,
well, and give me a little talk, too, about the other local teams here in Loveland area, too.
Yeah, it's been a great fall so far for Loveland High School. Athletic director Kevin Clark has done a great job. I think it's his second year now, taking over the helm. I think I heard you guys mention their volleyball team. I think they're doing really well. Only 2 or 3 losses on the season. Softball tomorrow, their Loveland softball's hosting a regional in 5A, as is 4A Mountain View, the defending 4A champs. Their Coach Randy Felton's team. So regionals, you never know what can happen. The whole season kind of comes down to one day there. You got to win 2 out of 3 to continue the season on to state. So I'm looking forward to going out to Barnes there tomorrow.
Well, and you think this, even though the schools just seem to start just recently here, but the season's starting to wrap up. Everything's going to be coming to a head real soon, especially with the non-football sports.
Yeah, definitely. I think you got state tennis wrapping up this week. State golf's already done. The season seems like they go quicker every year, I swear. It's this year they started earlier than ever, and all of a sudden I think, it's week 7 now for the football season.
Yep.
So definitely off and running for sure.
Well, a great night here, and thanks for joining us here at halftime. Sean Starr again, the Loveland reporter. Harold, appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Stay warm.
All right.
Great job.
So now we've got the Lampkins. They'll be kicking off.
Great job by Sean Starr.
Well, you get all the local.
Yeah, love that.
Yeah, and he was right. There are some great athletic teams down here besides the Loveland Indians football team. You know, Mountain View softball, Loveland softball, and their own.
Loveland's got that pitcher that.
Yeah, that's definitely what you could have.
But we know as well, you know, this whole conference is tough in volleyball and softball, and Fossil Ridge beat Loveland 1-0, and so there's a bunch of good girls softball teams up here.
So Harden kicking off here to start third quarter. Just another pooch kick. Takes it to the ground. He's going to bounce and go out of bounds on about the 20. So that, unfortunately, for the Lampkins, will move it up to the 35-yard line. And if you're the Lampkins, you know, you're hoping that somebody would field that one. And it took a hard, quick bounce. Kind of a quiet night here. You know, it's almost where a crowd doesn't feel like they're up 21-7 now. They got a couple plays. And right now, you're Loveland, you know, you want to go out here, you want to make this drive, you want to put something in the end zone. If you're Lampkins, you know, you want that stop, you want to get that start to the second half to get you back in this game, and it'll get set here quickly. So 1st and 10.
Yeah, Loveland can kind of put this thing, start putting it to bed if they can score on this.
Rakowski fakes the drive. Winemaster comes through the middle, but once again, they're still, I mean, they've got to run that play. They got to keep them honest, even though they're running into the teeth of that design of that defense. You know, they found 3 yards there, maybe a long 2, but you know, you can't let them beat you by just drawing, you know, 8 to 10 play drives where Winemaster carries 6, Kenny gets 1, Rakowski on a sweep, and all of a sudden, but you gave up a touchdown. You also gave up 8 minutes.
Yeah, and they are really one of the better teams I've ever seen in driving the ball, doing 8 to 10 play drives. They just
2 tight end, 2 receivers split near side. Winemaster steps up, just a bubble screen to the outside. Rakowski steps around the edge, beats the corner, 1st down yardage at midfield.
Good move.
And we got a finish. I'm not sure why. Didn't see it, a little close to the sideline there, but it's going to be a personal foul. And if you and just a tough thing to do if you're the Lampkins. You just gave up 1st down. You gave up about a 12-yard pass, and it's going to be a personal foul call. On top of that, moves the ball down to the 35-yard line. That's going to be the 3rd big-time penalty they've had,
I was
Randy.
going to say, you just cannot give this team 45 extra yards.
Yeah,
because they're going to get it on their own.
Yeah. Don't dig yourself your own hole. What a great halftime show by the Crimson Regiment.
Whoa,
that was
very
impressive.
Very impressive.
That really was.
And we're closer here, so you could really hear the music. But man, what great precision marching! It was
fun to watch. It really was. 1st and 10 now. Indians quick loud ball, 2 tights, heavy right side formation. Winemaster fake underneath. Kenny back to throw. He just tries to get to Winemaster in the flat. He doesn't make the catch. Defender fell down. Still getting around in the open field. Makes 1 cut, makes 1 miss inside the 20, down to the 15. Dragging bodies all to the 10. Finally goes down. And that all started because he had the defender all over him who slipped, and Winemaster changed the direction, Randy, that you can't coach that.
Well, yeah, I was just going to say that that's him.
Yeah. That was just a short pass in the flat.
You can say all you want, but
put the brakes on, showed his acceleration, showed his quickness.
Plus, he picked the ball up off his shoe top to even catch the ball in the first place. I keep thinking that the Lampkins are going to pick one of those.
Yeah, Winemaster again is going to walk into the end zone. Just a quick little give off the right side. Lampkins kind of stunted the right side of their defense. Winemaster had an offensive lineman out in front of him. He was never touched till he was standing on the goal line.
Nice job by the big guys up front.
As the PA just said, nice job by the guys up front. I mean, there really was a seal and a move over there. And right now, if you're the Lampkins, that's exactly what you not want to have happen. Not only did you give up an early touchdown, you gave them 15 yards on it and a shorter field. This will make it 28 here with the PAT pending. Rakowski the hold, Rakowski the kick, and it is true. So just a minute and a half into the third quarter.
It was a devastating play when Winemaster stays on his feet, and you cannot bring him down. I mean, it just at some point it gets to your psyche a little bit.
Well, and you start turning around and saying, okay, who? There's your guy. He makes a play by kicking the ball, basically, as you said, off his shoe tops. Makes 2 or 3 guys miss, gets a couple pieces, a few others, and in the pile, he drags himself with others, and then the offensive lineman. That was their guys coming downfield and saying, we're going to move this pile the last 5 yards because they just plowed into it and wanted it more. And it's that gut check time now for the Lambkins because they're down 21, and it was a quick one. And right now you need to answer. They've shown the fact. I mean, Iverson's had good passes. He's had several passes just off the mark that would have changed, how that first half would have been scoring-wise for sure. Kowski again to kick off right there in set middle of the field. Diapondo and McGarrity, no more back deep, standing on their 5-yard line. Another onside kick. The ball goes out of bounds.
Again, you got to let that go out of bounds.
And so either it's going to be the 33-yard line or the 35. They didn't throw a penalty flag, so it was touched, but not possessed. So it goes out of bounds, but still very good field position. And as Sean Starr from the Reporter Herald said, Randy, he goes, I don't think they're going to kick to Moore again.
No, and so they're not really kicking onside kicks. They're just not kicking it.
Turning around. It's first 10 Lambkins now at their own 33-yard line. No backs. Iverson by himself trips to the top of your screen. Blitz coming. Picked up and thrown high. Mikowski takes the interception. He's got one man to meet down to the goal line. Tackled, drives out about the 2. The pass just sailed just a bit. Rakowski playing behind it. Easy pick and run, and a nice job hustling back actually by Iverson to stop the touchdown, but Indians will start on see where the mark comes in, but they're going to get it first and goal on about the 1.5-yard line. And Rakowski just showed his change of direction and turned upfield, but Iverson, I think it was Iverson on the tackle, did a nice job of hustling downfield. That's the third or fourth ball, Randy, that the balls have just sailed a little bit, either too much amped up or just a little bit of a slip, but taken off. Give to Winemaster, give back inside Rakowski. And we've got flag in the end zone by the back judge, or might have been the umpire. They're both, when you're standing right there in the end zone, there's nowhere to go. But I think the Loveland knows that there's probably going to be, they're going to move back. We'll see. I don't know what else would call from that area, but here comes the referee. Oh.
Personal foul. Looks like that will be.
I don't know what could have really happened. I think that would have been more something on the verbal side. But that was that play they ran. No, it was a touchdown. They've got it on the board, 34-7. But like I say, it was a quick call, but in the end zone like that, so obviously it wasn't it might have been hands to a face. We didn't get a full decision to show there. Rakowski's hold, Rakowski's kick, both good. And just like that, it turns into 2 quick touchdowns, and we're still 10-24 left in the third quarter.
Well, if you want to stay in this game, you cannot give them defensive touch. I mean,
no.
They're going to get their offensive ones, but you start giving them defensive ones, and this thing's going to be a running clock before you know it.
There's the conversation that Sean Starr said. There was both teams, a lot of penalties there. I mean, that's either the 4th or 5th personal foul call, and you can't do that against an average team, and not much less the number 1 team in the state. And as they did, they should take advantage of it, and they certainly did. Scored the touchdown and flipped that over there. Now you're going to get a kickoff, and you're going to, now you can kick it to the end zone.
Right.
Because Rakowski's going to be kicking from the 35, moving it down, to the 45-yard line.
And this Loveland defense has given up under 20 points to 4A teams this year. So it's not like you're going to run down here and score 3 or 4 touchdowns. Well, could happen.
Yep.
But
Wachowski kicks, still has that laid up there. This one just driven in into the end zone. And no choice but a touchback. So Lambkins will have the ball first and 10 on their own 20.
Which means the Florida State Fort Collins will begin their possession at their own 20-yard line. First down.
Beautiful clear night here for football. I think we had a few people decide the weather might be better in their car, and hopefully if they're home, they're watching us. Thanks again for tuning in to Streaming Sports and ASBN TV. Got the chance to earlier to say hello to grandfather. Olin Bretches is watching his grandson's captain, one of the captains here tonight for the Indians. Solid performance here, taking advantage of what's been given to him. No backs, trips formation. Iverson, this is going to be a straight run call. He's got the edge, trying to get through there, and just gets run down.
About 100 people saying holding, but you know, it's like, as officials say, you can call holding on every call, and sometimes they do.
Well, Colby Mount knocked him down, and that's one of those half a step plays. But like I said, the one thing this Loveland defense will do, they will run. They get to the ball. Great pursuit. Jet sweep going across the screen there, going to be tackled going down. Like to give a little bit of a shout out to one of our other sponsors here, Jim's Wings. Best wings in Northern Colorado since 1991. Hurry up offense now for the Lambkins, as you would expect. 3rd and 5. Quickly caught outside, and nice pursuit there, taking Moore down before he has a chance.
Mr. Boylan's down there.
Yeah, well, like I said, they fly to the ball. They do a great job knowing that it's a number of guys on the ball, and it's going to force a punt. Pretty quick 3 and out. You know, once again, you know, the best thing there for the Lambkins is the clock still running. Finish up there my point about Jim's Wings. So, second year, no takers on my Ram Hot Challenge. We'll probably have to extend that into the basketball season, which will be coming sooner than we know it.
Yeah. A lot of different basketball teams this year as we're covering multiple schools. Try to give you a flavor of several.
High into the night. Great catch. Smart job of just taking the ball there. Time by Myers. Come up catching the fair catch, 40-yard line. The Indians were coming in here now, Randy, and it's like I say, it's a chance where you get 2 scores, and this we've got a running clock, and as you're seeing, you know, there's a lot of Loveland kids knowing that okay, we can. One of the great things about having a great senior season, all these guys, but they're beating people. They're playing a lot of underclassmen too.
Yeah, well, and you know, Loveland doesn't have anything else to do. They run the ball, and they're going to continue to run the ball. So it's not like they're a passing team, and they need to
do it effectively when needed.
But here they go passing. So.
Well, Kinney throws out, lays it over the top, and that one hit the ground. Well, one of the things, though, too, even though it's like, okay, you're up 35-7, you don't care why they're passing. Well, you're going to go, if you want to go deep in the playoffs, you want to get to that game down at Mile High Stadium, you want to play at Bronco Field, you're going to have to throw the ball.
If you're going to have to complete that pass. And
you're going to see Pine Creek and some of the best in the state. You can't be one-dimensional, even though you're very good at it.
Right.
You've got to have the threat, and if you could, the pass sets up the run, and vice versa. If you're effective, at least you don't have to be the home run hitter.
Well, and that
was a good throw.
When they pass, that's kind of working on something that they don't do as well. You know, most teams.
Yeah, I need more with all the 7-on-7 things like that. Again, the kick out there, Kinney.
He was not touched for 12 yards.
Yeah. And that's that toss sweep, because you've got to honor Winemaster going to the right side there.
Yeah, it's like, what do you do?
And then his other time there, they do a nice job with, that offensive line. Credit those guys up front for the Indians. They're doing a super job of just setting that off. There's just an alley there. As you said, he's running down. He's into the second level before he's got anybody even near him. Well, and if he doesn't get tackled there at the 12, it's Yeah.
It's 6.
Heavy right side again. 2 up backs, right side of your formation. Fullback takes it, fires it down the middle. Rakowski's there. Picked off this time. Nope. That's a ball that needs to put a little bit more on. He just kind of floated it up there, and he gave nice job by Rakowski playing defense, basically.
Yeah, ball need to be come this way more.
Yep. Yeah, he just did a little bit too soft, just placing it out there, and he allowed, Michaelan Moore is just too good an athlete. He's going to close on that one there, and you've got to either lay the ball well out in front or you put some more steam on it and give Rakowski a chance to make the catch right away. That did stop the clock. 7:46 left here in the third. Thanks for tuning in to Streaming Sports. Talking about our sponsors earlier, too. You get to First Bank or Pedersen Toyota or Jim's Wings. Tell them that you appreciate them sponsoring Northern Colorado High School sports. Fake again, throw it back. We'll throw the screen out here to Myers. Wide open 40 inside. A nice tackle coming across by Moore from the safety spot.
That's that same play.
Yeah, they just got him out in the flat there. The Winemaster scored on that same look before. And this time, Myers come across the formation underneath. And you're going to get lost in the shuffle there. All things going on. And you talked about running the play efficiently. That's exactly what that was, wasn't it?
Yeah, they 2 times. One went to the house, one gets a first down.
1st and 10 now, ball in the 37. Same formation again. Give Winemaster up the middle, met in the hole, driving his way through it though.
Zach Winemaster gained a couple yards.
Pushes his way near the 35, just a gain of a couple. A hard-fought couple, but positive yardage. Under 7 to play here in the third. Loveland again, 2 tight end, heavy right side, tossed right side to Winemaster. He's got blocking out in front of him, 1 man to beat on the corner. Nice job of coming up. Good solid effort there.
But what blocking again? He wasn't touched till he was 8 yards down the field.
Jack Sheasley made a great open field tackle on a really tough running back. That was a nice effort by Sheasley out there. He had him in, gained about 9. But as you said, they're having to run around that block, and you're downfield 6-7 yards already because he's taking that pitch from about 7 yards deep in the formation. You're seeing him running quite a ways, but the nature of that formation set means he's behind the line of scrimmage a ways. Credit that offensive line again for the Indians. Straight give up the middle, reads the block, slides around the edge, tackled, first down yardage inside the 25-yard line about.
Winemaster again on the carry. He'll gain.
That's just what they want to do, isn't it?
Yeah, they're
under 6 to play here in the third, and just being able to take your time, run the play. Coach McGinn has got the next play ready after that, and they have their sequence going. And they're pretty much hitting on all cylinders. Single set again, instead in the pistol. Give on the jet sweep, cuts up field, outside one blocker. Rakowski straight inside the 10, spins around down about the 7.
Boy, he's quick, isn't he?
Well, and as we said before, when you take that jet sweep, you can't keep running sideways, and he just stuck that foot in the ground, turned it up along the hash here on this near side, and straight inside the 10-yard line. And right now, they are blocking and executing. Taking the time on the snap here. Tight end. Give to Winemaster up the middle. Pile made right there about the 6-yard line. Nice job by the Lampkin interior there.
Talking to Coach Rice, he said about the Loveland Indians, they have no weaknesses. And so, every team's got some weakness, but it's hard to see it.
Well, and you also look at, like I say, when you look here, leading their quarterback, their top running back, their top receivers, senior, several seniors in the line. They got about 15 in this class, and they got jilted a few years ago, and they know what that feels like when they got overlooked for the playoffs, and then beat as they were last year. They know they've got that journey, and it's all the way to the end. Winemaster straight up the middle, dances around one blocker into the end zone. Another touchdown for the Indians.
Well, he just snakes in there, doesn't he?
Well, it takes that ball and accelerates. That's how you got to take that handoff. As any running back, coach will tell you, I don't want you to find a place to run. You run to where the hole's going to be. Trust your blockers. And boy, he was in the end zone so quick. 41-7 now. 4:16 left after the score there by Winemaster.
But they have so many weapons.
Well, and it looks, like it's a simple formation. You basically offset to one side, then you got two up backs anywhere between the tight ends, and that's meant for angles and edges, and boy, they do it well. Kick up the middle. They got close to blocking that.
Who said that geometry wouldn't pay off? Huh?
That's right. Well, they do such a nice job of, like I said, you talk about executing ball handling in the backfield, and all you got to do is take one false step on as a defender, and all of a sudden you're out of position. Now the ROTC guys, if we can get Max, if we can get a shot of the guys in the end zone, if the Loveland High School ROTC guys, they're the ones staying warm on the field right now. If they're going to drop and do 42 after doing 35 and 28, they're going to get their workout tonight.
We don't know the pin number, so you might as well come pick it up.
But what a
fun night here at Loveland High School.
What a great performance down there. Like I said, they're just doing it, showing so many different ways. Look, if you're scouting these guys, it's like, okay, yeah, you got to stop the run. Well, they do it from about 10 different angles. Jet sweeps, inside sweeps, double handoffs in front of the quarterback. I mean, that play, I'm still, I'm going to go back and watch this when we archive that, which you can do.
Yeah.
ESPN TV, streaming sports, it's there for you to go back and watch, folks. Rakowski again teeing it up.
Well, and again, I go back to, they have a top 10 ranking. Broomfield is ranked 4th or 5th with one loss, but their one loss was to this team by 47.
Yep.
So there's a huge gap.
Ball's on the ground, bounces off of one of the players, and the onside kick will work. That was an onside kick. And
well,
Loveland,
they're smelling blood of
and they'd like to get
clock.
they want to get to the running clock. And I know Coach Rice and his staff won't be asking for any sorries for doing that. That's
no, he's done it plenty of times.
Yeah, they know how to take advantage of things. Special teams is a third of the game, as they say, and you can take advantage of that. They just made a play there. The ball just took a hard bounce. And I'll tell you, Rakeski, he placed that well. That was a left-footed kick, and he turned it over.
Well, and again, I mean, that's right out of the Coach Rice playbook right there.
Well, and if you could take advantage of that, and all of a sudden now if you get another score here, you can unload the bench. Heavy formation, pulled back in the flats out here. And a pretty good job of getting pressured up on Kinney that time. He kind of had to get rid of it. He had Morrison in that same play before. He basically isolated everybody to the right side. Morrison's got the whole field, but a nice job of closing on the play by Alam Bashara again.
Well, some of these dominant teams like this, I was listening about Alabama this year. Their starting quarterback hasn't played in the fourth quarter yet this year.
Yeah.
So
he may not. It may not be until very late in the year when that happens. 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. Formation heavy right, two tights. Fake option left side. Kenny tries to turn it up. And nice job there. Bashara had the pitch man, Rakowski, and Kenny
sniffed that out.
Yeah,
didn't they?
They really did. Slow developing, but that's what that's supposed to be. They faked everything up the middle, but nice job by the Lambkin defense getting off around the outside. Everybody had their assignment. Loss of 3 on the play. Clock still running. 3:45 left here in the third. On a fresh night here at Ray Patterson Stadium.
Right here right off of Taft Road. And
yeah, got a nice little view across the city here. Great. We saw that sundown. That's just beautiful spot. Winemaster fakes, toss right side. Kinney up the middle, gets away from a couple people, got the edge. Dragged down near first down yardage. Making a short couple yards for the first down on 4th down. I kind of doubt they're going to punt it. And we've got Lampkin going off with one of those hops that every athlete knows means I just rolled my ankle and I got to walk it off. Substitution in.
That's like walking into the fire, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
You've been sitting over there.
I was just fine over there. I was just fine a second ago.
And you're walking into this chain buzzsaw
That's right.
offense.
Motion, Winemaster far right side, really clearing the, and I think that was actually just to see if they get him to jump, and it was. So timeout taken by the Indians. They're going to talk about this 4th and 1 coming up. You'll see it when you come back. You're watching Streaming Sports.
So we're back here, 42-7.
Commenting on the torturous assignment Max Fink, our cameraman's got tonight. He's out in the elements, and
he's done a great job this year. Just so happy to have Max on our team and working over for the Colorado Eagles as well. So he's
near the show there. That's what a great organization they've got there. Quick update: Greeley West really putting it on to Brighton now, 41-3.
Wow.
Somewhere along the way, we might have a Northern Colorado collision. Wide receiver, top of your screen. One of the few times split out that far. Gives straight in the middle, and Whitemaster hops the pile, tries to make a round, slips. I think his knee was down. Yeah, they got him down there. You can see Randy, he was trying to make a cut, and he just slipped. And
but before that, he galloped right through the hole.
Yes, he did. Yeah,
that was pretty.
That was a Saturday play right there.
Wow. You want to see some more 4A football next Thursday night, the 18th, Greeley West hosting Broomfield. That's, I think, a 4 or 5 or something.
Yeah, that's going to be a big game.
4 against 5 or 3 against 4 or something.
1st and 10 Indians give again to Winemaster. No, actually, Kenny pulled it back by himself. Great job of faking. Gets the outside edge inside the 20. We have a flag in the backfield. That was coming back. Referee decided to see if he got the shoulder loosened up and put a little steam on that one.
I missed it, but
it was right on the corner. It's kind of a slow developing play. They do have the holding call, but as again, what a great job of faking, because Kenny did not only the handoff and the reach, but he curled down and just basically drew it back underneath and then just let it fly. He come around the corner there, a lot of gain. 2:18 left here, but that holding penalty will make it about 1st and 22.
We said, every so often you see an offense that some of these penalties don't even matter to them. Because, we said that about Fairview a few years ago. They've had a couple of quarterbacks, and Legacy had a team here a few years ago that, all right, whatever, 15 yards
they
back.
They look at his way for more total offense. Rakowski motioned deep around behind the formation. Pulled back, trying to get the man down the middle. Got to throw a little earlier this time, and this time was caught. Got to make a tackle, not a hit. That's a couple times a night where the Lampkins, you can't take the kill shot anymore. The old safety can't load up on a receiver, and that was a nice catch. That ball got out of his hands a little earlier. The play was caught, that time caught down inside the 10.
Just more focused, looked like the play was, but
you got to come up and make a tackle, not a hit, and that's
just ask the Kansas City Chiefs, because that's all they've been doing so far this year is it's coming up and hitting, and that don't bring people down.
Yeah, every level, same thing. Under 2 minutes to play here, clock running after the goal to go. First down marker is set on the 7-yard line.
It's really not about hitting anymore. It's about tackling, wrapping up, isn't it?
Yep. Winemaster motion, roll right side, get back underneath. And a short snap to Rakowski. Touchdown. Nope, that was Colby Mock, excuse me. Mock got the quick snap, takes it right up the middle.
Where was he even at?
Yep.
Where'd he come from?
Another wrinkle to the offense there. Well, and those are the things you can do. If you're gonna go out and scout these guys, all of a sudden you're gonna say, okay, you have to just play defense because there's so many weapons, so many ways they can do it, and they did right now. So 48-7 after this PAT, we will have a running clock. PAT is an untimed down everywhere in the state except for Longmont, but it is that was a cheap shot.
Had a little clock problem down there, huh?
Yep. A little discrepancy on it there. So 1:37 was left after that. Now the clock is running because it is a 40-point lead.
That's called a mercy rule in the business.
Yep.
And again, we've seen this. Teams come in the first half and they're able to hang maybe the first quarter. Loveland didn't seem very interested in playing really, in my opinion, the first quarter, and then they kind of got warmed up and
did their thing,
and now they've been as impressive as we've seen them all year.
And sometimes the way you're looking at the game, it's like, okay, it's hard to get up every week. You're going to get everybody's best shot, as we've talked about, and Collins flying around doing a great job, but there's just too much talent over here.
Yeah, they don't have the athletes.
Yeah, that's just too much talent on that Loveland. That's a special squad right here, and they're showing it again tonight. I mean, I think by the time actually to get out here to kick this off, there's 40 seconds left. Third quarter may be over.
Nobody's going to get in any hurry now, including the Lampkins, because
this is a
the
spot.
game is decided.
Yeah, you've got some teaching, coaching moments. There's always those available. Coach Rice and his staff has always been that way. Thurgood with his third reception and kick cover.
But his average isn't that good.
No. Yeah, well, but he's doing the right thing. Nothing else happened on it there. So that will be the last play of the third quarter of this running clock. We'll be back to start the fourth. You're watching Streaming Sports.
And that's supposed to be the final play of the third period. We have 15 minutes more to play. Your Indians up 39-7 over Lampkins.
We're back here now to start the fourth quarter. The clock will be running 49-7. Now the Indians lead, just taking over, showing all the explosiveness, all the different athletes and weapons they have in that offense, and the stout defense we already knew about. Lampkins, Iverson back over the middle, throws, caught, midfield, catches through their nice job of coming up tackle. And we're starting to get a number of different athletes in the game. Myers there on the tackle on the back end. We'll start seeing a lot of substitutions both sides. But a chilly night, I might have to call ahead, Randy, and have Jim's Wings have something ready for me to warm me up on the way home. That'd be great. Jim's Wings, best wings in Northern Colorado since 1991, over in West Elizabeth by Moby Jim. Second and short now for the Lampkins. Iverson back to throw. Moves out of pressure, up top, and going to get a penalty that time there. He got it downfield. He had the tight end releasing there, Bryce Lucas, and he was just grabbed by Colby Mock, just kind of spun him around a little bit. Side judge had a pretty good view of it, went out a tough call. Difference is, though, it's a running clock. That'll get the pass interference, get the first down. But if you're the Lampkins right now, you want to get back on the line of scrimmage. You want to make things happen. I mean, you can score 4 times. It's still not going to stop the clock. We know when the game's going to be over. It's going to be over in 10 minutes and 50 seconds from right now, barring an injury.
Yep. Or a timeout.
So after the penalty is marked off down to the 28-yard line. Crowd starting to thin just a little bit. Student section still over here toughing it out for the Loveland crowd along with the band. Iverson back to throw. Blitz coming, picked up, stepped up, tried to take the downside. And a nice job, both athletes going straight up in the air, trying to get to that ball. Villalpando and Rakowski up there trying to go get it, both number 4s. But he tried to play a 50-50 ball there and just hit the ground instead of the receiver.
Official out there having a little trouble catching that ball coming from the.
We're both looking at that. Yeah,
it's a little chilly out there.
They're not wearing gloves, and I think they probably wish they were. I see the referee; half his sleeves are pulled down over his hands.
Yeah, it's like I'm not going to catch that ball.
Motion. Iverson straight up, middle quarterback draw, just gets tripped.
Boy, he looked like that. Looked like it's going to be a big play.
Well, and he tripped on the defensive lineman for Loveland, who didn't know that he tripped him. He was working over the offensive line in front of him pretty good. 9:18 to left. Once again, we're in a running clock here. Lampkin's on the drive, 3rd and about 8. Pistol formation again. Iverson rolls out, got the outside this time. Plenty of time to throw downfield, hits his man.
And a flag clear over here on the
I know, on the far side. So that down in the secondary, you'd imagine somebody grabbed somebody. Yeah. That's one of those penalties. You're a long ways away from the play. Why would you do that? Because everybody is on the far side of the field.
So Loveland has done nothing to
slow down this drive and actually aiding it.
Yeah, well, I was even just thinking they're holding on to their number 1 seed defensive holding. They will remain number 1.
Yeah. Right now, I'd say you're the Lampkins. You're just you're working. You got a game coming up next week. Both of these teams do, and you want to get better. So you're still out there executing. And a false start by the Lampkins here. Under 8 to play. Single safety up on top. Iverson pretty much in throwing mode now as he expands. A lot of weapons on the outside. Villalpando outside top. More McGarrity. Looks to his right out there. Fires the middle. Tipped around. Caught. Intercepted. I think that's Rakowski. He's got the edge. It's a foot race. It's going to be about a 90-yard return.
Yeah, he's not going to get touched.
Yeah, Rakowski's going to go all the way down and score.
Wow.
Flag on the play at the 31-yard line, though. I don't know who it's going to be on from here, but
I don't know
that ball was just ping-pong ball. It was up and around the air. Rakowski playing the back end, grabs it, and just took off around the side, got a little picket fence, didn't he? It was just a foot race. He won.
Yeah, and it's coming back, but I think.
No, the referee is personal foul.
Why would you be
roughing the passer? So yeah, it's coming back. It's an automatic first down. So someone
long
took a shot
before the play happened.
Yeah. Well, everybody took their eyes off that, except for obviously the officials making the call. But the penalty was in the away from the pass. He got hit afterwards. So got to keep your composure even when you're ahead.
So there you go. Well, everybody got a nice run.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever seen that before, a run that far.
Well, and he kind of had an edge because pretty much everybody was on the far side of the field on the hash there.
Well, but I mean having a roughing the passer and nobody seeing that they.
Oh yeah.
And they keeping on with the play.
Yeah.
I mean everybody. It wasn't just him though.
Yep. Yeah. No, they took it down there and.
Both teams ran all the way down the field.
They got going. 5:49 to play. The clock never stopped running even after all that. So 1st and 10 now. Lampkin's ball on the 12-yard line. Iverson back in the pistol, both sides of the formation receivers. Back to throw, screen play up the middle, tipped. Lampkins are lucky that one got to the ground.
Incomplete. Looked like Colin Morrison got a hand on that ball. Second down.
The public address announcer is more of a play-by-play announcer, isn't he? Does a great job.
5:15 clock running. 2nd and 10. Lampkins could get a first down inside the 3-yard line. A lot of substitutions going on now, especially the Lampkins receivers. McCoy Mcgarrity have been in there. Iverson kind of stepped around there, trying to get around, a little discombobulated in the backfield there. It actually didn't hurt them. It kind of laid off.
Well, I'll tell you what, if Lampkins can score 14 points on them, that's more than any 4A teams scored on them. I think Ralston Valley scored 17.
Well, there's still quite a lot of starters out there on that Loveland defense, too.
Well, I don't think they're wanting to give up many points. Like I said, they want to prove something.
Yep. Iverson bounce off his own man, throws the ball down. I'm trying to see if there was a receiver down there. The referee points. Iverson, I mean, tonight, statistically, he's not going to have a wonderful night. But he's made a lot of really smart decisions.
Well, he's competed his you-know-what off.
Yeah.
That was almost reminiscent of a butt fumble.
Yeah.
Except he didn't fumble the ball.
Yeah. Well, now
he ran squarely in the back of
his guy got shoved into him, which is not going to have happened to him too many times. That was just showing the drive by some of the defensive front pressure from the Indians. Yeah. Clock still running, 3:37 here. Lampkins would love to get one in. This is 4th and goal. Well, 4th and about 8, excuse me. Loveland fans don't want the score to come in there. It fires the outside, picked again, and this one's going to be another touchdown return. Well, going to get run down. Actually, I thought he had an edge, but nice job of hustling back that time. Number 5 for Alam Bashara.
Well, you could tell the Lampkins were like, am I gonna go after him or are we not? And they
Bashara,
said, yeah, I'm going.
Did the competitor thing there, and he came and run him down. Iverson just had to get rid of the ball. He had no choice there. He's about to get sacked, and he just fired it off into the flat. The receiver turned in. The ball was out, and a nice job on the pick. I'm not sure if that was Rakeski over there again, but
he's definitely made his name tonight, and and that's kind of the thing. Winemaster, I wouldn't say he's had a quiet night, but you've heard a lot of other names tonight besides him.
Probably 3 touchdowns on the night, maybe about 70, 80 yards rushing, about the same in pass receptions. Substitutions in the game now.
Zach Rakowski now in quarterback for the Indians.
Yeah. Sophomore Rakowski, Zach in at quarterback now.
He's gotten quite a bit of playing time this year.
Yeah, listed at 5'6", 125. But that's what you got to do in games like this. You need to get these other kids in there. I mean, you could practice all you want, but getting out there in varsity time with the clock and everything else, live fire, that is a big deal. Under 2 minutes to play here now.
Well, and, the last thing you want to do is get one of your starters hurt.
Oh, yeah.
Playing.
Time limit right now, it's not going to affect anything. Give straight up the middle. On the 2nd down play, carried about 6.
Again, this is the type of offense that if you execute the offense, you're going to be successful.
And they just do a nice job of just staying within the discipline of what they're doing. Lewis on the last 2 carries there.
And second team, so they're not going to take a knee and wouldn't expect them to.
No, just keep handing it off. Right side roll. Rakeski's going to turn it upfield. Gets the edge, tackled. Nice job in the effort out there for the Lampkins. Aaron Van Meter, sophomore, making the tackle. Under a minute to play. Probably just about one more play here tonight.
Just about a yard short, 4th down.
And it actually is 4th down. They'll have to snap it once. But what a great night here, Randy, at Ray Patterson Field. You can see why the Indians are ranked number 1. Motion, fake the toss right side. Rakeski up the middle. Well, he had a gap again, and then gain a first down. That'll do it. He'll take it down to the 25 and under 25 seconds to play. I think that will probably do it for the night here at Ray Patterson Field.
First down, Indians. A reminder, in the interest of traffic and evening, 20 minutes after.
So as they walk off, that's going to be the last play of the game. Under 10 to play. And what a night again for the Indians. Started out big for the Lampkins. They made a couple plays and then had their chance. But we see why Loveland's ranked number 1, don't we?
Yeah, and again, 49-7. And every time we've seen them so far, they've just dominated. They've dominated every team we've seen. And you just expect that that's going to happen. I think we're going to pick up the Skyline-Loveland game. I think Skyline's probably still winning. That'll be for this conference title at the end of the year.
Yep.
Yeah, so anyway, this is David Haase, Randy McCoy, Max Fink tonight. Loveland dominates the Fort Collins Lampkins, and in this cold night here from Ray Patterson, you hear the band playing still. So our next game is next week. From Greeley West, Broomfield.
Greeley West had a big game tonight, too.
Yeah, they won.
Convincing over Brighton.
So anyway, for David Haase, Max Finks, this is Randy McCoy. We will see you next week from Greeley West.
It's Northern Colorado High School football, live on Stream It Sports NoCo. This broadcast has been brought to you by Jim's Wings, Northern Colorado's favorite wings since 1991. By Pedersen Toyota in Fort Collins, everything cars made easy. And by First Bank. Visit any of our convenient locations in Northern Colorado. First Bank, banking for good.